On Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
What is up? Happy Monday, everybody. Man, I tell you what, Ken and I were talking before the show today. Something about Mondays now. It's not till like noon that I feel like life, I catch up to what's going on. And I get up so damn early. I don't know what it is. It's funny, last week, off on that Monday, still felt the same way. Still felt weird on Monday up until midday. And then Tuesday was great. I don't know. I do not know. Just a bunch of craziness. So much stuff to get to today, and we're going to try to talk about as much as we possibly can, including, and I was showing Belle this, these two girls took an adventure. Am I right, Belle?
Well, they were sent on an adventure.
Yeah, it was a funny adventure, but it's an adventure, oddly enough, that is happening more and more every week. And it happens between a few countries. But this was something that was documented that was hilarious. We're going to talk about that because we can't just be all doom and gloom all day. We can't be. I saw, Ken, that Trump has to pay $83 million to E. Jean Carroll. So.
Yep. That apparently some court says that. I don't know. I don't think the Supreme Court is saying that yet. Has it made it to the Supreme Court yet?
I don't know. It's civil cases get to the Supreme Court much?
Oh, yeah. That's a good
like
point.
This kind. I mean, I'm sure they do in some cases, but I don't know about this. He could just do a meme coin. Hold a fundraiser. I was showing Ken. Nobody believed me. He was sending out, his people were sending out fundraiser emails last week, trying to get into heaven for $15 a pop. I'm not lying.
So you give $15.
I guess that helps him get into heaven. You know what I was saying? The mortality thing is hitting him. That, he's more in the fourth quarter or overtime than he is in the, beginning of the second half.
Time's running out.
Yeah. And that's nature. I mean, we all think that. I mean, when you're 25, you're not thinking about 50. When,
No, man.
No, when you're 50, you're going, I wish I was 25. But, you start to think about life. But, you get to the point, he's been through the assassination, then the other attempt, the fact that you're trying to build a legacy, your president got all this stuff going on. Yeah, it's and obviously I think too, he's obviously got some health problems that's probably a little more serious than people are saying. But yeah, I mean, he's thinking about it. And that's everybody does. Name a person who doesn't think about it. You can't. You can't, especially when your life's going good. Not now. Things are good. My kids are making billions off meme coins or crypto or whatever. We're doing well. So it's that was just a weird email. I was like, $15 to go to heaven? I got to give you $15 to go to heaven? How does that work? So I don't know how that is. Yes, I know E. Jean Carroll wasn't all there.
Well, it'd be for a family of four. We'll give you a $5 discount. It'll only be $35.
$35. Oh, you're giving some off too. And by the way, you guys, this isn't something I made up before you go and attack me. This was an email that went out from one of his organizations. It was a 24-hour fundraiser blitz, and it was literally asking for donations to help him because he has been talking about heaven a lot. I don't know if I'm going to get into heaven. I don't know if I've been a good guy. I know about a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, what? What? Like, that's an odd thing to bring because he's talked about it. It's an odd thing. But do I understand when you get a certain age about that? Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think all of us feel that way. I mean, when don't you think, like you get to a certain age and, do I think about it all the time? No, but I do think about it once in a great while. I look over and, you see your kids and you think, okay, I hope I get to see them, have grandkids. I hope I get to see them, somewhat grow up, that kind of thing. Because especially for me, I had my kids later in life.
Yep.
Belle, have you thought about who's going to get your cats? Or are they just going to eat your body?
No, honestly, I know it's going to sound stupid, but yeah, if I had a heart attack in my sleep, I constantly think about I should set up somebody to take care of them for me if I were to just suddenly not be here.
Yeah.
You said you have like a trust fund for them?
Yeah, right. I've got a trust fund.
That's the way to go, dude, is a heart attack in your sleep. That is the way to go. If you're going to go, that's the way to go.
Much later in life, though.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
Like
much
Ozzy.
later. Yeah, yeah, you're in your 80s, right? You lived a good life. But it's, you know, you do think about it. You do. I mean, I'm not sending out an email about it. How much would you ask for, Ken?
What, in order to get somebody into heaven?
Yeah, or to get yourself. Like, what would be your goal? Like, if you're going to send an email to raise money for your trip to heaven.
Well, I mean, I could do what Oral Roberts did
Oh, God.
back in Tulsa.
Yeah, that was a smooth move.
I'm trying to remember how much money he was actually able to raise.
Oh, that's right, because he said if he didn't get it, he was going to be.
Yeah,
Satan-
God would take him home.
Yeah, well, Satan, he apparently had been wrestling, literally, with Satan in the prayer tower.
Whoa.
There at Oral Roberts campus there in Tulsa.
Yeah, but come on, Ken. Wrestling's fake.
Well, unless it's shirtless. Now, wrestling Satan shirtless, that you could really get burned then.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so Oral Roberts pulled something like that.
I forgot about him wrestling the.
He was wrestling Satan.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. Well, if he would have known, he could have come hung out with Charlie Daniels and said, dude, don't wrestle him. Play him in a.
That's right. They challenged him to a fiddle contest.
Yeah, see how that works out for you, huh?
Boy, let me tell you what.
Somebody says, I have my dog in my will with money to care for. That's cool. I would imagine the Cobra will take the care of the cats.
Yeah, the Cobra will take care of the cats, Brother Bilal.
Yeah.
No, I've already got it set up for the Cobra to go to the Nashville Zoo.
Oh, well,
Really? That's nice.
Yeah.
that's nice. That's thinking ahead.
That is,
Yeah, you can't leave a deadly venomous animal by itself. and
no, don't
expect it
do
to
that.
be
That's
okay.
not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
I'm going to leave Fritz my air-conditionless Hyundai Elantra.
South Koreans in there?
Yeah.
Have you taught him how to drive it yet?
He likes looking out the window while he drives.
That's a good thing. All right. You know, that's a beautiful thing about dogs looking out the window.
Stick their heads out the window.
It's the greatest thing of whatever that is, right? But when you were a kid, how many of us rode in the back of somebody's truck and we'd peek out over?
Oh, yeah.
We'd stand up. Like, you go back, and I was watching this person the other day talk about, so let me get this right. Back in your day, in the 80s and 70s, the way that you picked a babysitter was proximity to your house and usually 12 to 15. Here is $5 for pizza, and here is your poison control. We'll be back at 3 a.m. I said, yeah, that's the way you did it. It's the same way you did it with cars. Like, we get in cars back in the day. We would, in the station wagon, we look out the back of the window. Nobody's in a seatbelt. We didn't know what a seatbelt was.
No.
We're in the back of a car on the freeway.
Seatbelt was the thing that you wrapped around your groceries so they wouldn't go flying forward.
Yeah, and that's it. And we're in the back of a truck on a freeway.
Yeah.
Think about that. You could, the jail that you would go to now if you did that to a kid would be huge.
Yeah, you couldn't do that today.
No, they would shoot you on the spot.
And then when you got into jail, they beat you up for child abuse.
Mike A said Jacob wrestled God. Did Jacob ask for $50 million? Now, when you're wrestling God, you got to ask for more than that.
Well, now, Jacob wrestled an angel, didn't he?
Yeah, but he wrestled God. It was his thing.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? He didn't ask for any money because he didn't have a great place to do a sermon. That's why.
Yeah.
You need a big campus to do a sermon.
Well, you need a prayer tower.
Yeah. Oh, prayer tower. Did you ever see the prayer tower?
Yeah, you can see it all the time. You can see it driving by.
Were you invited to the prayer tower?
Oh, no.
See, that's just it.
I never got invited to the prayer tower. Well, I didn't want to see Satan.
Well, I didn't know. Was that what you keeping him like he's a Ghostbuster?
Well, I mean, according to Oral Roberts, Satan was in that tower wrestling him. That's where Satan was.
Oh, goodness me. That is crazy. That is so... I remember when he was asking for money. You know, at least some of them try to pretend like stuff. We're going to talk about that later because there was a guy that was arrested Friday. The amount of money he took is tremendous. The things that he tried to make people do, and they did. I'm always fascinated by that. I'm fascinated by people that get sucked in so much. And you know what? We talk about the Kool-Aid, And as horrible as the Kool-Aid was, Jim Jones was like not the first, but he went the whole kit and caboodle where they're just stealing from these people. And I'm fascinated by how you could believe a human being so much as to give him or her so much of your life. Who was the other guy? Tilton. Remember him?
Robert Tilton.
Robert Tilton. Woo!
Yeah, man. He one time I saw him like pour out a bag of what he said were prayer letters.
Yes.
And he took his coat off and he just flung himself on top of the letters and started wallowing around and, I guess speaking in tongues or whatever, because he couldn't go it one by one. It was an emergency situation. He needed to do something right now for the whole lot.
Yeah.
So he just was writhing in the prayer letters.
Oh, he was extra. He put it on extra crazy, that guy.
Yes, sir.
And I got into this because there's a guy on Sean Ryan this past weekend talking about all of these churches that have taken how much money, how much at times billions of dollars, how many of them are, and the things that they have, right? Where you're like, wait, you have a housing complex and you have oil wells, and those are all under the veil of the church. And from Robert Tilton being one, I remember people talking about Tilton back in the day, and I'm just fascinated by that mentality of how people get sucked into. It's as bad as a cult. The difference is, cult, you're stuck in the cult if you're in the cult day to day. For a lot of these people, they go to work and they work all day for the cult at a regular job and give them their money, which is just fascinating to me. It is. A lot of stuff to get to today. I watched some of the Titans game, I got to be honest. I think Cam Ward looked pretty good.
I think Cam Ward, I agree. I think he's good. They still got to fix a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you got to protect him, though.
You got to protect him, man. We recovered a punt in scoring range and then just had 3 straight sacks.
You got to give him something. There's only so much you can do, and he's trying to do too much. It reminded me of when I was in Arizona when they got Kyler Murray with the first pick, and he changes your franchise because he's so good.
Yep.
The problem is, though, he also plugs certain holes that need to be fixed, and it's temporary, and because it looks like, oh, maybe we're better than we thought you are. You got to fix a lot of that stuff, though. There's no doubt. But we'll talk a bit about that, a bunch of other stuff to get to today on this beautiful day. Obviously, the horrors of what took place in Charlotte and the stabbings. You heard Chris and I talk about that. We'll talk a bit about that. Some immigration stuff, among other things. You're missing the show. We always say shame on you. Happy Monday. It's the Chad Bench Show. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I work out, play a lot of pickleball, play a lot of golf. Let me tell you something. And I'm doing a lot of workout at home, trying to get fitter. Took the last year off, and thank God for my friends over at Relief Factor. So Relief Factor is incredible, right? To take it daily, it is something that is going to help you, especially if you're a little bit longer in the tooth, but not too old, but you're active, right? And you're lifting weights, and you want to be able to recover faster, and you want those sore muscles and joints, especially those muscles to recover faster. Relief Factor does that, and it does it for me big time. It does it for my wife. So we'll do a lot of going up and down. I try to do 10, 15 flights of stairs a day, along with sprints and stuff. And it's one of those things where I don't hurt like I used to. Thank you, Relief Factor. It is awesome. And I will tell you, small things that go a long way in your life, you're going to see, if you're like me and you get sore a lot, especially if working out, within a week, this is going to go, change everything. So try a 3-week quick start. It's $19.95, less than a cup of coffee a day. Experience the difference for yourself. Head to relieffactor.com. Discover a natural way to support your body's comfort. Keep moving and feel your best every single day. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4, and relief.
President Trump delivering remarks today at the Museum of the Bible to the White House Religious Liberty Commission that he helped create within the Department of Justice. He's also talking about immigration and crime and says he's waiting for a call from Chicago. Details at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'll tell you this about Chicago. Pritzker's running for president. He isn't getting a call from Illinois. And by the way, if you guys want to know what the Pritzker family is like, if you want to look at 10 families that may have damaged America more than anybody else, the Pritzkers are on there. And the kind of money that the family itself has, it's the kind that, you know, Trump wishes he and his family had. They're at 50, 60 billion, something like that. I mean, you know, JB's not even close to the top of the Pritzkers, and he's worth 3.5, I think.
Man.
I know. Good God. That's some good money right there. The Sacklers. You can go look at these families that taking advantage of America over and over and over and over again. 3.5. That's good money if you can get it. We didn't win the Powerball this weekend. Did you guys?
I bought 3 tickets.
Yeah.
I bought 3 tickets, and, you know, when I was had some time to kill, so I just stopped at these various places and bought a ticket. So
Missouri, somebody in Missouri won it. But
somebody in Texas, too.
Texas, the hill country, like right next to the Kerr County where the whole massive flood was. Mm-hmm. It's right, somebody, Fredericksburg, right there won it. Which is, you know, it's probably not a lot of people there.
It's got to suck, though. You know, you're thinking you're going to win $2 billion and you have to share it with somebody else.
I think, from what I understand, if I'm correct, I think they walk with $248 million.
That's not enough.
How am I supposed to live on that?
That's a great question. Now, Bell, you can walk with more, kind of, if you're willing to go 30 years. Are you willing to plan it out 30 years?
See, what you just asked me is, am I willing to trust that government will still be around to pay that bill in 30 years? No.
No. Well, who is it? Is it the sweepstakes people? Who are those? The ones who used to come to your house and offer you?
Oh, publishing house.
Did they go? They went bankrupt last week.
Oh, they did?
So those people that get like $5,000 a week for the rest of their life and stuff, they're going, are we going to get our money anymore?
Publishers Clearing.
Yeah, I think they were the ones who went. One of those ones BK'd it. So, you know, you want to get your money early just in case.
I remember they'd show up at people's houses and they'd give them a balloon, too.
Yes. That's right. They open the door and you're like, are you so-and-so? They're like, I am so-and-so.
Actually, now that I think about it, the annuity might be the smarter way to go because if government collapses, more than likely that means the economy has collapsed and your money's not worth anything anyway.
Wow, people are already saying they're not getting their lifetime $5,000 winnings as they were told they were going to get. They declared bankruptcy in April. 10 of the past winners who have been receiving their annual or their weekly paychecks have not receiving their checks anymore. So Wiley, this guy named Wiley, he won $260,000 a year for life. In 2012, said the money allowed him to retire early, move closer to family. Now, he said things are looking bleak. So
I got to go back to work because I didn't save any of it.
I didn't save any of it. I thought it was, well, it said it was coming forever. So kids, if this isn't a sign to not take that other money, plus here's the other thing. You get the money, you got to make sure, could you pass it on to your family? Well, if not, what if something happens to you? You go a couple years, you get a few bucks, something happens to you, you get kidnapped by aliens, next thing you know, they say you're dead, and boom, that money's gone.
What if you offer the aliens $5,000?
They don't use the same money we do.
Oh, that's right.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that,
Yeah.
Brother?
Because they're probably smart enough to not use the dollar since it's only backed by government.
$5,000 a month for life. A week. That'd be good.
Oh, yes.
That'd be nice.
$20,000 a month is nice. How am I supposed to live on that?
That's a good question, Bell. You know, though, what you and your cats, I don't know what you guys are
And
eating
my
over there.
cobra.
Cats and a cobra.
So cats and a cobra. Well, you know what it would allow you to do, Bell? To live out your dream, whichever that is.
The bunker in the woods?
I don't know if you'd be able to build a bunker in the woods.
Probably not.
Not for $260 a year.
Let's get you a tiny house.
Because, I mean, the bunker I have designed in my head is probably about a $35 million bunker.
What the hell is wrong with you, dude?
What?
Man, that's a...
Yeah. The look on his face, too, that if he would have just won $5,000 a week for life, it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
What am I going to do with this crap? Right? My 800 FICO score doesn't help me here, does it?
807.
807. He showed it to me there. He goes, check this out. Highest it's ever been. I'm like, settle down, braggadocious. Good God. Braggadocious. You know who you are. Some sad news. We'll talk a bit about that chaos in Charlotte. I think it was awful. It's one of those things, though, is crazy. Why is crazy anywhere near human beings? It's why? How have we failed? And you look back at Reagan, even some of Carter, we should have done this a long time ago. We need to fix this mess when it comes to crazy being on the streets and allowed around people. This has to stop. Talk about that, among other things, bunch of other good stuff to get to, including these two ladies, young ladies, took a trip. Not to where they thought they were going. They went to a whole different continent. I don't think that's where they thought they were going. We'll talk about that as well. If you're into the show, shame, grab the podcast. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk, 997.
$12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. President Trump giving remarks today at the Museum of the Bible to the White House Religious Liberty Commission he created within the Department of Justice to eradicate anti-Christian bias.
There is a tremendous anti-Christian bias. We don't hear about it. We don't think about it. You hear about anti-Semitic, but you don't hear about anti-Christian. Now, you have a strong anti-Christian bias, but we're ending that rapidly, I will tell you.
Trump also says he's waiting for a call from Chicago.
Touting his surge of federal law enforcement and National Guard in Washington, D.C., President Trump continued to indicate he wants to replicate that crime crackdown in Chicago. But while the president said that he wanted to send force in to fix and straighten out the Windy City, he also signaled his administration may not do that without a request from state and local officials.
We're waiting for a call from Chicago. We'll fix Chicago.
That's a call that Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has said he's been clear he won't make, saying he won't ask the president to send National Guard troops to Chicago. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
And the Supreme Court has set aside restrictions that a lower court judge put on ICE in and around Los Angeles. Those restrictions blocked ICE from profiling people based on their race, whether they speak Spanish or the type of jobs they work. The court didn't explain its move, but conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote to say it's common sense that ICE shouldn't be encumbered in an area where so many people in the country illegally live and work. And the bumpy housing market has left many buyers unable to afford a new home. Some sellers cannot find buyers. Here's Brian Clark.
Home buyers have had a difficult and expensive time over the last several years, and home sellers in some parts of the country are now having a rough go because buyers have more options. Active listings have been increasing each month, and there's been a sharp increase in places like Texas and Florida, fueled by new construction. Median prices have fallen by nearly 5% over the last year in Austin and in Miami. Realtor.com, though, says in the Northeast, supply is still 50% below pre-pandemic levels. Brian Clark, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Tomorrow will be a little bit warmer. We're back in the low to mid-80s and again under plenty of sunshine. Middle and end of this week, we're warming things back up. We're near 90 on Wednesday under plenty of sun. Thursday and Friday, we're climbing our way back into the low and even the mid-90s, and that heat will continue through the weekend.
All right, kids, let's talk about my friends over at Beacon. Want to help you out with all the stuff going on. There are going to be some opportunities to take advantage of tax things that are in this one big, beautiful bill, write-offs. But they're limited, and there's certain things that you have to pay attention to. You can actually deduct up to $10,000 in car loan interest, but there's some things with that, like the vehicle, where it's assembled here in the U.S., some other restrictions as well. And all of these things are temporary. They're not staying here forever. itemize. Maybe you don't itemize, but you do have some deductions. They have above-the-line charitable deductions, $1,000 for individuals, $2,000 for couples. Not everything is one size fits all. You have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you get yourself into a mess. And here's the big one. You're 65 or older. You're eligible for an additional senior deduction up to $6,000 with a phase-out. Again, not a complete elimination of Social Security benefits, but you have to know what you're looking for, and Beacon's going to help you with that. Call them today. Set up a free personalized financial consultation with them. 615-488-9303 or visit beaconcm.com, beaconcm.com, or call 615-488-9303 for Beacon Capital Management. This is a paid placement.
Jody Barrett's your 100% A-plus rated conservative champion. Taking on whiny lips, awoke rhinos with equal vigor because Jody Barrett always defends our values and Jody Barrett always puts taxpayers first. Now never Trump rhino lobbyists are spending millions attacking Jody Barrett because Jody Barrett is the people's choice for Congress. Jody Barrett, no one's man but yours. And Jody Barrett proves it every single day. So when you hear one of those negative ads attacking Jody Barrett, ask yourself why the only candidate they hate is Jody Barrett. Jody Barrett. Bears. And it's only
We'll have Jody on tomorrow, right? 2?
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Find out why he hates mayonnaise.
I think that's honestly the interview just needs to hell with his re-election campaign or his election campaigin. We need to find out why he doesn't like mayonnaise.
I don't want to find out why he's a communist. That's pretty much a commie thing to do.
If he doesn't show up in jeans, I'm not bringing him up.
No. If he shows up in any of those silly outfits that those people wear, well, they all look like they're going to JCPenney to get their picture taken. Go out for a pass.
Those days.
Go out for a pass. I got it, Mom. Oh, my Lord. By the way, speaking of being somewhere, Ken and I, Joan and Chris, we're out this Friday. Dig in for Bobcat Thursdays. Friday, September 12th. Bobcat of Nashville. I got to do it myself. The regional stores. So we're going to be there. Chris and I broadcasting live. Ken Weaver and Joe Jones joining in the celebration. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. It's appreciation time. So are you ready for this? Industry pros. Enjoy barbecue lunch. Nice. Exclusive parts specials. 25% off rentals, equipment demos, skill competition, which we're going to win, and a chance to win a WB 7000 mower. So come out if you want to learn more. 997WTN.com/events. We'll be out there. You're going to be in where, Lebanon?
I'm going to be at the Bobcat of Wilson County in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Woo! Wait.
Oh, I can't wait to go.
I have no idea where I'm going to be, but I'm going to be in a Bobcat coming towards you, kids. So be prepared. It's going to be a lot of fun. This whole thing in North Carolina is a nightmare. And I'm sure you saw it, Ken. A lot of people talking about it.
I have not seen it, but
Don't.
I've heard it, and I
Don't.
do not want to watch it. No, sir. No,
That is a smart thing. Don't. It's a horrible thing. So you got a woman who, by the way, escaped Ukraine. She bounced, right? She got over here. She got out of that nightmare. Comes over here. And working at a pizza shop, gets stabbed by a wackadoo. By the way, a wackadoo of epic proportions. The guy's been in and out of prison most of his life. His mother had to get an order of protection because of how unstable he's been.
Brown was arrested after stepping off the train and faces first-degree murder charges. He has more than a dozen convictions dating back to 2014. His own mother says this tragedy could have been prevented. She says after he served 5 years in prison for armed robbery, Brown began to behave strangely. She says she got an involuntary commitment order and he was placed under psychiatric monitoring, diagnosed with schizophrenia. But she says he got so aggressive, she had to kick him out of her house.
They had a hearing, and the judge is like, we'll bring you back. We don't have the number one psychiatric hospitals across the nation are prisons, are jails. We have to do better. And if you haven't seen it, again, don't see it. What I was amazed with, and I was telling, Drew this, and I told Chris this, nobody seemed to do anything. People were in their phones, listening to music or whatever they're listening to, head down. Nobody's paying attention. Some people probably saw something and were too scared, okay? I guess. But a lot of people, they didn't even look up. If you're in a place and somebody's getting stabbed, you may peek up to see what's going on. Some of these people had no idea. They were such zombies. They had no idea what was happening. None. And this girl stood no chance. So, seemed to be compared to her, he was a giant dude. And so she gets on the train. She sits down. She sits on what would be, two chairs on each side, kind of like an airplane, smaller one. She sits on the right. He's behind her on the left, takes out a knife, stands up.
Goodness.
Several stabs. She's dead. Then, Ken, nobody does anything. He wanders around for a couple minutes, and in total, I think he's 7 minutes on the train waiting to get off. He's bleeding. Nobody confronts him. Nobody asks what the hell happened. Nobody does anything. And it takes a couple minutes before people even recognize what's going on with the girl. That's what shocked me the most, is we're so into whatever it is that we're doing, because not everybody saw what happened. Because not everybody's facing the same direction. So, and you probably couldn't have done anything even if you would have seen it, because how fast it was. And it was fast. It was a kind of, you've seen like prison shows, how fast they can, that's what it's really like. It's horrific. And is this guy a criminal? Yes. Is he mentally deranged? When mom is calling the cops and getting a protection order, they know. Like, mom knows when things aren't right.
Yeah.
I mean, they know. And it's sad. But now it's become a big deal, as it would be, and as it should be. And everybody's like, well, look, the guy's a career criminal, but on top of that, he's mentally. So you toss in the fact that he has been arrested 14 times, and then you toss in the fact that drugs probably played a role, because he was he's sitting there, Ken, and he looks just like something is in his soul or mind. He's grappling with something. And you think, this girl did nothing to him. She never even noticed him.
Yeah.
And then, that was it. And she bled out. There was nothing they could do.
Terrible.
And why nobody else jumped up to do anything, again, even when they saw it happening, okay, it was probably too quick. Because the people that seemed to come and help were from the other side of the train. But he walked around with blood dripping everywhere. like he was a vampire. And then he was taken into custody. Oh, and by the way, he shouldn't have been on the train at all. No ticket, no way. Shouldn't be on the train. Welcome to light rail. That's what we have to look forward to here. I hope not. So I don't know. It's going to be it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays, because there's no doubt in my mind the guy has serious issues. He's been in front of a judge on numerous occasions for serious mental health problems. So is he even all there? You know? I don't know. It's horrible. It's horrible. And this is, we've got issues here. And a lot of the issues we have in this country is crime is an issue. Not like it used to be. But doesn't mean it's not an issue. But mental illness is through the roof. And I wonder what the hell's going on. Is it drugs that cause the mental illness or mental illness that cause the drugs? Either way, it's a horrible thing. It is. And if you have a chance, don't see it. Turn it down. I'm telling you guys right now, turn it down. Enough of sadness. It's time to move on to something a little less vile and disgusting. Ken, you probably didn't see this. I shared it with Belle. They were going to Nice. Okay? They're getting on an airplane, Ken, and they're going to Nice.
Okay.
To Nice. Not Tunis, Tunisia. They're trying to go to Tunis in France.
Oh.
Wait, where's Tunisia? We were supposed to go to Nice. We told the guy Nice. Nice. We told them Nice.
Yes, later. After this flight.
It's gonna go to Nice?
You change the plane later in Tunis.
We're gonna have to go change it in Tunis. Okay, we'll just stay. We'll just go to Tunis. We're just gonna go. We'll just stay.
They had no choice, because once they got on the plane, it backed away and they realized something wasn't right. They had no choice because their luggage was underneath. They're working to back the plane up. And so they were stuck on there. They flew. They spent 24 hours there. And there is, much like Australia and Austria, which happens way more, it's more common than you think.
Interesting.
They have a place set up in the airport in Tunis that when you arrive, it says, basically, have you screwed up? Thought you were in France? You're not. You're in North Africa. You probably don't want to be here. So I saw them a little while ago. They were on their way home laughing, said, what an adventure. They're on the way to Nice now. And that's a flight, too. But they were coming from Rome, I think, and it was lost in translation. They were like, they don't really understand what we're saying. They, it's and you should.
Interesting.
Oh, my God. Have you ever left and gotten so lost that you ended up somewhere else, like a different country?
No, that's never happened.
No.
I would not ever want that to happen. I would not do well in another country, especially if it was not the country I was headed to.
You wouldn't?
I don't know anything about. I've never been outside of this country. If that happened to me, I'd probably trip out.
Oh man, where are we, man? That would be funny.
Fly me back.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised because they were laughing, and a lot of the other people were too. Some of the people on the other side, they were not happy because they didn't have visas, right? Because you got to remember, they're going to parts of like North Africa that aren't the safest areas, and they want to have what are we going to do with these girls? We can't just turn them loose on the streets for the night.
Yeah. Winding up in North Africa instead of France is a big difference.
It is. It's a huge difference. Not much, though, with the way France is anymore.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Chad. Hey, speaking of Africa, did you see where they're thinking about sending Kilmar Abrego?
Oh, someplace new, right?
Yeah, it used to be Swaziland. Now it's like Iwatiza or something. I've never even heard of it.
Yes, I saw
It used to be Swazi. It's the kingdom of like Iwatiza. He's on his way there. Good news is, though, it's like 90% Christian.
Well, there you go.
There you go. They don't have a lot going on there. You should be all right. You get a couple bucks in your pocket. You may be king. They don't know. So congratulations to you, my friend. They want him out of here as soon as possible. I still think you should try him. Don't you?
I don't know, man.
I still think you got to try that guy. I mean, if you really, here's the thing. I think the fear is that maybe it's not all they thought it was going to be. And so it's just easier to get rid of him just in case they don't hold up well in trial and don't get the people that they think are going to testify against him. Then it's he said, she said, he said, and it doesn't look good for the administration. So it's just easier to send him to Eat Sweeta or wherever the hell they're going to send him.
It's sweeto.
Whatever it's called. Oh, my Lord. Coming up. Oh, we got some other stuff. I'll talk a little bit more about some of you guys are texting in about the lack of action in that attack on the train. And it was horrible. Bunch of asshats did nothing. I mean, come on, guys. Talk a little bit about that. Also, the baseball thing. I'm sure Chris talked a bit about the baseball kerfuffle. If you guys didn't hear about the Philadelphia Phillies, Karen took a foul ball from a man, and that you know what? He got scared.
He was such a.
He was.
He should have. I would have looked at her and went, "Go sit down, lady."
Yeah.
And if you put your hand on me,
I would have been,
it's gonna be
sir,
ugly."
you need to sit down. Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Sorry, ma'am.
We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chet Best Show, Super Talk 987. Birch Gold. Birch Gold. Gold and then their heels. There should be gold in your account. Now is the time. Weakening dollar, unsettled times throughout the country and globally. Now's the time to look at it. If you're a first-time buyer, Birch wants to do something for you. First of all, text the word Benson to 989898. They're going to get you out an info kit, simple and easy. And here's this. If you are a first-time buyer, you get till the end of the month, Birch is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. So they're going to show you how you can move an IRA or 401k, an existing one, into an IRA in gold, right? And you're still going to be eligible for the rebate. On top of that, they've got opportunities for you in the physical gold, which is always smart, just in case the zombies come. You know, you might want to need that for later. But Birch Gold is doing it right, but you got to get the info first. So text the word Benson to 989898 now. Take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy by September 30th. It's for first-time buyers. Text the word Benson to 989898 to claim your eligibility and get a free info kit. That's the word Benson. Text it to 989898 for Birch Gold. All right, kids, men, women, you ready? Lose those inches? Contours, LLC, Cool Springs. During September, you buy the Belly Buster package. Get that belly busted. It's non-invasive, by the way. It doesn't hurt. You're going to see those inches shrink off you. You're going to get a non-invasive facelift package. We're talking 6 FDA treatments. Normally $1,500, absolutely free. Use it for yourself or your spouse, men, women, doesn't matter. And it's not one of those spa facials where you go, oh, no. This is like big-time medical grade, red light, melts fat, boosts collagen. You're going to look amazing. Plus, with your flatter stomach, what? That's what you want. Look younger. You're going to feel younger. The better you look, the better you feel. That is true. The Belly Buster, here's something else. You guys see it. I'm losing inches. All right, they're going to guarantee you lose 2 inches across your abdomen, chest. Just try one. It's $99. I use it. Dan use it. If you don't think it works, you watch. They're going to give it to you for free if it doesn't work. It works big time. So whether you're trimming up for the holidays, trip for the wedding, no matter what you're looking to do, my friends over at Contours have you sorted out. Call 615-236-9960, 615-236-9960, or visit contoursllc.com. What do you got to lose but inches and wrinkles?
Jury selection begins today in the trial of the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump when he was then candidate Trump. We'll tell you about that at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That guy's a nut.
Yeah, and he's
He tried to challenge Trump to a golf game, right? Said he beat Trump in a game of golf. I don't know what did he get? If he did, he's going for the wackadoo.
His freedom?
Yeah, that isn't happening. That guy's.
That's a fair wager. If I beat you in a round of golf, I get off the hook for trying to kill you.
Oh, it's like a duel. Wants to have a duel. He's a whack. He's not normal. He's not there. And of course, they're going to find out like what Ukraine role had in it. What if you had? Again, these people. Some people are out there. I don't think people realize. There's some people out there who believe some stuff. They go down a hole that is crazy. And you don't always need to think that there are other things at play in certain situations. Sometimes people just get there on their own. And this guy, though, man, he is super fun.
He's, as you would say, a wackadoo.
He is a wackadoo. I think it's the best way to. Could you say that? Is that politically correct?
Probably not.
Probably not. You're nuts. Doesn't go all the way to the top. All right, how's that? Right, the elevator, just stops. There's a reservation. You've gone off it, sir. We can go on all day. Crazy, nutty, loony, wackadoo.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. All of that. You're all of the things. He's defending himself, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get to question jurors.
What happens if he wants to testify?
Your Honor, I've got to confer with my counsel. He takes out his hand. Hey, do you think don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't.
Oh, my gosh.
He should bring a puppet. Oh,
that's what I was getting. Immediately, I'll go back to that movie with Mel Gibson, directed by Jodie Foster, called The Beaver.
That's right.
Or South Park when Cartman had the Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Hand.
I like tacos and burritos. But could you believe that if he defends himself and brings a puppet?
Oh, that
would be awesome. And every day the puppet has a new suit on and his hair's all coiffed.
And is successful in delaying the trial.
He gets commercials run.
Puppet's name is Mr. Hat.
This would be awesome.
Mr.
Coming up.
Hat.
We're having so much fun. That's what we do on a Monday. A lot of other stuff to get to next hour. Talk a little bit about immigration and crime, among other things. You missed the show, shame when you grab the podcast. Hour number 2 of the Chad Benson Show, straight ahead.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And jury selection begins today in the trial of the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump. Then candidate Trump was playing golf in Florida last year when Secret Service agents say they spotted the barrel of an assault-style rifle in the bushes. Now the suspect has pleaded not guilty to 5 felony counts, including attempted assassination of a major presidential candidate. ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky following the case.
Ryan Ruth is representing himself, and already as jury selection gets underway, the judge is having to put some boundaries up on what he can even ask potential jurors who will sit in judgment of him. He wanted to ask about what they thought of President Trump's attempts to annex Greenland, as he put it, and other policy questions. The judge said those were out of bounds.
And in our nation's capital,
I'm pleased to announce this morning that the Department of Education will soon issue new guidance protecting the right to prayer in our public schools.
Yeah, President Trump delivering those remarks at the Museum of the Bible to the White House Religious Liberty Commission. And President Trump refusing to back down on his claim federal agents are needed to tamp down on what he says is out-of-control crime in Chicago.
We're waiting for a call from Chicago. We'll fix Chicago.
Don't know if that's ever coming. And the Supreme Court's lifted lower court restrictions put on ICE raids in L.A.
The justices have for now set aside a ruling in June that blocked ICE officers in and around L.A. from profiling based on where a person works, whether they speak Spanish, or based on their race or ethnicity. Some U.S. citizens say they were caught up in the stops. Concurring in the move, conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh writes that citizens would be, quote, free to go after the brief encounter. But dissenting liberal Sonia Sotomayor says, quote, we should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job.
As Stephen Portnoy reporting. Some money news now. Home sellers cutting their prices.
Home buyers have had a difficult and expensive time over the last several years, and home sellers in some parts of the country are now having a rough go because buyers have more options. Active listings have been increasing each month, and there's been a sharp increase in places like Texas and Florida, fueled by new construction. Median prices have fallen by nearly 5% over the last year in Austin and in Miami. Realtor.com, though, says in the Northeast, supply is still 50% below pre-pandemic levels. Brian Clark, ABC News.
Right now in Nashville, another stop could be added to the underground tunnel between the airport and downtown. Channel 4 says hospitality officials want another stop at the Gaylord Opryland Resort. But that's not all. Smyrna, Republican State Rep Mike Sparks told Channel 4 he would like to see something between Nashville and Rutherford County where he says traffic is dangerous, not just from crashes, but crime, too.
It's just a matter of time before your loved ones or friends or acquaintances are going to be affected by violence and reckless driving in the Nashville I-24 Murfreesboro Road corridor. There's not another person literally in the world that has a solution and better ideas and a proven record for innovation than Elon Musk.
Sparks says he's written Elon Musk 5 letters asking him to consider that connection. So far, no response. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Aliens are coming. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. If you guys don't know about that, Atlas, it's coming. The crime thing is interesting. The left is so bad at crime. I've never seen, and this isn't something new. Like I think a lot of people think this is something new. They've always been this way. One time they were good with crime. Was it the 94 crime bill? That's right. That was good. And then they got nervous about the crime bill in 94 because then it was too much and you were putting disproportionate amount of people of color into prisons. And they were trying to stop crack and they were trying to do all these things. And, it's revisionist history. They don't want people to talk about it. But they're awful at crime. One of the things we talk about here all the time is if you give the left the opportunity, they will pick the worst possible outcome every time. And you don't have to have a battle when it comes to the crime situation where it's all or nothing. And I'll be honest, I'm not sure that, I think Trump obviously has a lot to say in this because their hatred of Trump is so much. But you can go back a ways and realize how bad they were when it comes to crime. Ken, I'll see if anybody remembers this. This was Dukakis versus Bush.
Bush and Dukakis on crime. Bush supports the death penalty for first-degree murderers. Dukakis not only opposes the death penalty, he allowed first-degree murderers to have weekend passes from prison. One was Willie Horton, who murdered a boy in a robbery, stabbing him 19 times. Despite a life sentence, Horton received 10 weekend passes from prison. Horton fled, kidnapped a young couple, stabbing the man and repeatedly raping his girlfriend. Weekend prison passes. Dukakis on crime.
Willie Horton was the death knell to Dukakis, besides the fact that he was kind of a douche canoe. Right? It wasn't the sharpest. He wasn't. But that is the perfect example of how soft they've been on crime for decades. But I continue to say this. If I'm Trump, let them sort it out. Let them sort it out. Let them, this is a you thing. At what point in time do you say we've got to fix this ourselves? At what point in time do you sit back and say, no. We can't allow them to come in here. This can't happen. We've got to take care of it ourselves. And you're not going to. There are 15 neighborhoods, 15 of them in Chicago in particular. But even when the left, brings up, Memphis is way worse and Missouri is way worse when you go and look at St. Louis. Yes, it is. Way worse than Chicago. But those are also Democrat cities, right? There are other places in Illinois that are red cities. Nobody's paying attention to those. But you, the voter, have to figure out what you're going to do to fix this. Because them coming in for a week or 2 or 3 weeks or whatever they're going to do, it ain't going to solve the problem. It's going to see crime drop for a couple weeks, and then what happens? Crime's going to pick up again, and they're going to go away, and it's going to be about the show. Put some substance out there. If I'm Trump, I'm saying they did it. They're the ones who've allowed this. They're the ones who have allowed their people to continually be under the thumb of the gangs and the violence and the drugs. And they're continuing to do it. They are. They build it up. They show up every couple of years, ask for your vote, say they're going to fix it. They never do. They come back. You give in to them again. Right? It's the stripper with the heart. That's what you think. She shows up every time. I'm never going to cheat on you. She cheats on you again. And you buy it. And then it's back at it. And then you buy it. And then it's back at it. Why should the federal government save you from the nightmare that you've created, that you've allowed to flourish, that you keep your people in those cities and areas, stuck in areas and stuck in socioeconomic situations that are so nasty, and you do nothing about it? Because you don't want to solve it, because solving the problem is too much. Curing the disease doesn't keep you in power. A lot of people want to see Trump because it's great. We send him in there. Look at this. We're tough on crime. It's a show. It's a show. And it's quick and it's fun and everybody goes, yeah, we got great memes out of it. I saw did you guys see his meme this weekend? Shapocalypse Now, and it's him like Duvall, and it's from like the movie, and it's I love the smell of deportations in the morning.
Yeah.
Did it really say that?
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, he kind of looked like Duvall too in that. He didn't have to do a lot for that.
No, he's got the hat and the sunglasses, and he is wearing a shirt.
He is wearing a shirt, but
Charlie don't surf.
Yeah, Charlie don't surf. You don't have to save all them. It's great. Go in and clean them out when it comes to immigration. That's the other thing. Man, I have never seen a group of people, the Democrats, who are they're the worst, right? The immigration. Well, we're not going to participate. Put our hands up. Well, I made everybody sign a super oath. They got to wear a red ribbon. They can't do anything. And to what? So you've got bad people in your jails who've doing bad things, and your goal is let's protect them so they can get out and do more bad things to the people that you supposedly want to help. That makes no sense because it's Trump. Because it's Trump. And then so what's the choice? What's everybody left to do? Well, we got to go. And by the way, the deportations, this is going to be a battle for a long time. They're so far behind, and they have a vast majority of the people right now that are in the agency in ICE. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's mostly it's DEA, it's IRS agents, it's just other agencies who they've pulled for left, right, and center to bring them over to ICE to help. So there's a lot going on here. But if you guys want to allow your city to become a crap hole or certain areas, that should be on you. Because saving somebody from mistakes over and over again isn't going to lead to them doing better things. And it's easy to find activists in Chicago and other places to come out and go, Trump is really mean. He's mean. He's a horrible person. Whatever the hell they're saying. That's easy. Ask those people, do you want safety? Yeah. Well, then why don't you go to your leaders and say, what are you doing to fix this problem? And don't tell me, they're only stealing, guys, because they're hungry. Can you eat a TV? When's the last time you ate a TV? I've seen those shows.
Hey, Klinger ate a Jeep.
That's right. Have you ever seen those shows where people have that weird that disease where they want to eat stuff?
Yeah, like people that will eat their own hair.
Yeah, or they eat like the couch.
Yeah, I watched this one where a lady she could not get enough toilet paper.
Yeah,
she had to go in for emergency surgery.
Yeah, because some of those people get it all bound up in them.
Goodness, and it's not lost on me that it was toilet paper that backed her up.
Yeah, no, it's not lost on me either. So she's extra clean, is what you're saying? She's clean on the inside and the outside because she can't poop, is what she's saying.
She didn't have a square to spare.
You ever ask him, just out of curiosity, man, what, like, is it Continental? Yeah. You like that? You like the Angel Soft? Which one's the one that you prefer if you're going to go out?
Great value.
Great value. It is a great value, kids. It's a great value. But I know a lot of you out there say you want Trump to send stuff in. I don't. It's not the Fed's job to go in and fix your problem. That's the beauty of our country and the way that it's set up. And if their ideas, the reason they're so this or the reason is they're so that is because of, they're hungry and they're this, that, and the other. Okay, that's fine. Figure out a way to fix the problem long term, though. But, yeah, oh, my God, he stole Nikes. Well, he's really hungry. Is you going to eat them? What kind of calories do Nikes have? Yeah.
And do you prefer the laces with or without the tips?
That's good. That's right. That's a great one right there. I don't even know. It's so stupid. Everybody's not a victim. But you continue to put idiots in charge, and then you wonder why things don't go the way you want, and then they come right back to you, and you're like, duh, I forgot that you were an idiot, and you put them back in charge? That's your problem. That's your problem. And let me tell you something. Chicago, Pritzker, Johnson, the Pritzker family have dominated Chicago in ways that you could, I mean, if you go study the Pritzkers and the Crown family and several others, the way that some of these families, these powerful families, you think the Kennedys are powerful. I mean, these people are power personified. And he wants to be president so bad. That's why he's on the old Zempic, I think, allegedly. He's trying to lose the weight. Aren't we all, sir? Aren't we all? Oh, I did see the Philadelphia Phillies thing where the guy gave the ball back when Karen came running at him.
Oh, yeah.
Weak sauce.
It was the way he went, like that. Now, look, you're not going to throw a blow at somebody. Don't do that. That's not going to do you well. And I don't think we should ruin her life. We have this thing now. It's like, we should destroy her. We've already picked the wrong person today to try to destroy some lady, and she had to go online and say, please stop attacking me because I live in Boston, and I'm a Boston Sox fan. But the kid it worked out way better for the kid. He got bats from the Phillies. He got all kinds of goodies. It was good to de-escalate.
Got to meet his favorite player.
Yeah. So, I mean, that worked out well. But it was the that I thought was crazy. Because I thought he was like, are you being serious, ma'am? Did you just rush over here to yell at me over a baseball? That is insane.
All I could think was make her go away. And instead of turning my back and dealing with more of that, I gave her back the ball just to get her to go away. And explain to my son that that's how you de-escalate a situation.
And de-escalation is fine, but the
she was an a-hole though. He got the ball for his kid.
Yeah, it wasn't. She made it seem like he came over, threw a forearm shiver, and caught the ball. It's one of those things where it's the Marlins, so there's 8 people in the stadium, and you got to kind of run over to get the ball, and it was hit there. He moved over a couple seats, and then there was a battle for the ball, as there always is, because for whatever reason, we've decided baseballs are important to catch.
Yeah, got to have them.
Got to have them. Now, if it's, the 75th home run ball from Barry Bonds or one of those kind of things, okay, I could see that. Yeah, you're fighting for that thing because that's money. But this wasn't one of those things. She came over. She threw a fit. Which if you would have went and said, hey, Central Casting, I need a Karen. What do you have said? So I got a Karen for you. She's got this kind of, like, she looks like she drives a Subaru. She has the eternal, can I speak to your manager face? And he de-escalated, but it was the way that he de-escalated. I mean, you don't want him to throw a blow, but it was just the way, good. But it worked out great for the kid.
Yeah.
Worked out way better.
Absolutely, man. He got a whole bag of swag.
Yeah, he got to meet Harper, and they gave him a bat, the whole 9 yards. It worked out way better for the kid. It did. I think he was surprised that anybody was coming over to yell at him for that. I would be too. Coming up. A lot of stuff still to cram into our show. We got some immigration stuff we're going to talk about today. More on the wackadoo that is going to try his own case against Trump.
Yeah.
For the assassination attempt on Trump, which is just, you know what? Okay, I'm here. As Chris would say, I'm here for it. I think we should all be here for this one.
Yes.
This one could be interesting. Among other things, straight ahead, Chad Bench, Super Talk 997. WebRoot, it's important to protect yourself at a time when there's a lot of people out there always in some way, shape, or form looking to get to your stuff. Are you guys ready? With WebRoot, you can protect up to 10 identities, up to $1 million in fraud reimbursement, 24/7 customer-based support, elder fraud line to just make things simple. Identity and dark web monitoring, which is incredible. Antivirus, VPN, which they're all easy to set up. But if you guys have no idea, TransUnion, okay, they got hammered. There was a data breach. Equifax last year, they just offered me a settlement for a data breach. It happens way more than you think. You need to protect yourself. I tell you that over and over again, and WebRoot can do it in a major way. It's a way to protect yourself, and it's simple and easy. I'm going to save you money. You go to webroot.com/Chad. It's webroot.com/Chad. Save you 50% right there. Don't leave home without it. Don't web without it. I'm telling you guys right now, if you want to protect yourself, over $10 trillion is going to be stolen this year. Don't fall prey to it. Don't let your family fall prey to it. Let WebRoot help you with that. Save 50% right now. Go to WebRoot, WEBROOT.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with WebRoot. The Wellness Institute of Nashville. Go to painisbad.com, painisbad.com, or call 615-246-5009 to get your back, kids. All right, the Big Daddy Trump special going on now. $12 for comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed. They're going to explain their diagnosis and give you the first treatment, but show you how they're going to get you feeling better. Sciatica, right? Back and neck pain. You've got slipped and bulging spinal disc, herniated disc. You've got the weakness in your arms and your legs, and you're sick and tired of it, and you think, I'm going to have surgery. No surgery, no spinal injections, no painkillers. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley are going to take care of you. Start a pain-free life. It is absolutely possible with our good friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. I swear by it. My wife does. She's getting ready to go there next week with her shoulder. They take care of you like you could not believe. It is absolutely possible. Call 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or go to painisbad.com.
President Trump says there will be new guidance about prayer in public schools. That's coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
We're talking about Michael Dukakis. Yes, I forgot to mention the whole thing. Remember when he was in the tank and he had the helmet on? Oh, that was also not a good look. That was like one of those people that you're wearing your dad's hat when you're only 7 and it goes down over your eyes. And you're like, that guy's going to be president. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Nope.
But as a consolation prize, you get to join the army.
Yeah, that's it. We were talking about the crime thing, and I said, it's like people continue to give the Democrats in certain areas over and over again the benefit of the doubt, vote them in. I said strippers. And the guy's like, Chad, that's not fair, right? Not all strippers are bad. All government is. Well, that government is. So corrupt. It is. It's so corrupt. And it is. And somebody said, just my opinion, Trump is not trying to resolve the issue. He's trying to help him get to a point where they can. But you're not going to. You're not, because you're not staying there long enough. Staying there for a couple weeks, and the National Guard's not going to be pulling anybody. Now, if you want to surge and use the assets of the FBI, local there, the DEA, the ATF, if that's something you want to do, okay, that's a different, a point that you could make. But just having the National Guard there for show isn't going to fix the problem. And the long-term problem is a long-term problem. And it starts not only with voting in new people, that includes DAs that aren't going to let everybody go free all the time, which is what has happened over and over again. I mean, we saw what happened in North Carolina. That guy's in and out of prison for a very long time. He's schizophrenic. The judge says he's wackadoo. And he's out on, just out on the streets, just wandering around. You got to have place for some people who aren't capable of being around other people, and at times even themselves. And you've also got to have the want and the will to prosecute when people have done wrong. So it's a long-term thing. This isn't going to be easy. But to think that, we're going to take some people off the streets. Well, great. You take them off the streets, but you haven't changed the DA, so they're going to get right back out, and eventually you're going to leave. I go back to the Taliban. We spent 20 years fighting the Taliban to remove the Taliban, to turn Afghanistan over to anybody? The Taliban. And it's going to be the same thing here. It is. Oh, man, I'm so curious about that guy, though, that's going to defend himself. Speaking of wackadoos, the puppet would be great. What if he was really good at ventriloquism? So this guy that is going to defend himself against his alleged assassination attempt against Trump in Florida, he's decided, I don't need an attorney. I watched some of those attorney shows. I watched Boston Legal. Think I should be able to win this?
I've watched Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. What if he rolls in a wheelchair?
I've seen Captain Kirk win cases.
Oh, God. By the way, Captain Kirk, do you know it was this day in 1966 when it debuted?
Really?
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yep. 1966.
So that's almost 60 years?
Yeah.
Next year will be 60 years.
Yeah. That's right. Gene Roddenberry, by the way. You want to talk about somebody who was a wackadoo. That guy. Woo-hoo. He could have easily been a space Mormon.
He might be. He might have been.
Didn't they shoot him into space after he died?
No, that was Scotty.
No, I thought they didn't Roddenberry. I thought they shot him into space.
I don't think so. I mean, I know they took some of Jimmy Doohan's ashes and shot him into space, but I don't know about. I mean, you could be right.
Yeah, that feels like something he'd want. Who was it? Hunter S. Thompson wanted. Was it Johnny Depp to shoot him out of a cannon? And Depp's like, yeah, because he
was like, I'll do it.
I'll do it. I'll totally do it, man. I could do it with his weird, bizarre British, kind of not British, but sometimes British accent. That guy.
I want Johnny Depp to shoot me out of a cannon.
You ever hear great stories about Errol Flynn when he died and they kidnapped him? It was all the great studio heads and the great actors of the day. They kidnapped him, like Douglas Fairbanks and everybody, and took him out for like a day or two before people knew he had died. Like they weekend at Bernie's it with him.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they like took him out to tea and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they had like a party. They're like, oh, he's just drunk. I'm like, really?
Oh.
He did some opium. Don't hold it against him.
It was a different time back in the day, kids. It's a different time. Capitalism, is it dead? What? Ooh, look at that question. What? We're going to talk about capitalism and its death, according to Gallup polls, among other things. We'll talk about straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 997 WTN.
.1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes, and President Trump says there will be new guidance about prayer in public schools. He was speaking at the Museum of the Bible to the White House Religious Liberty Commission he created within the Department of Justice to combat anti-Christian bias.
There is a tremendous anti-Christian bias. We don't hear about it. We don't think about it. You hear about anti-Semitic, but you don't hear about anti-Christian. Now, you have a strong anti-Christian bias, but we're ending that rapidly, I will tell you.
Now, so these new prayer in school initiatives or directives are likely to expand upon guidance from Trump's first administration, which required educational agencies to confirm their policies did not infringe on religious expression and clarified students' rights to organize prayer groups, express religious beliefs, and pray during non-instructional time at public schools. And the U.S. Supreme Court has lifted restrictions on ICE raids in Los Angeles.
The court didn't explain its move, but conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote to say it's common sense that ICE shouldn't be encumbered in an area where so many people in the country illegally live and work. Even as U.S. citizens said they were aggressively stopped by ICE, Kavanaugh described such encounters as brief. Dissenting Justice Sonia Sotomayor says the court's move threatens the rights of those who, quote, happen to look a certain way, speak a certain way, and appear to work a certain type of legitimate job that pays very little.
And jury selection starts today in the trial of the man accused of trying to assassinate President Trump. Then candidate Trump was playing golf in Florida last year when Secret Service agents say they spotted the barrel of an assault-style rifle in the bushes. And a federal appeals court in New York today upholding the $80.3 million judgment imposed on President Trump for defaming former magazine columnist E. Jean Carroll. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Not all that humid for us. Tonight we'll drop down to the 50s once again. Tomorrow will be a little bit warmer. We're back in the low to mid 80s and again under plenty of sunshine. Middle and end of this week, we're warming things back up. We're near 90 on Wednesday under plenty of sun. Thursday and Friday, we're climbing our way back into the low and even the mid 90s, and that heat will continue through the weekend.
U.S. United Structural Systems, ready to help you. You got issues with your foundation, right? Crawl spaces, there water built up underneath. Do you know about any of these things that could be, well, doing stuff that you can't see? That's the thing, right? That wood rot, that mold, please, for the love of goodness, stop it before it starts. USS is there to help you. They've got all kinds of experience: crawl space, waterproofing, basement wall stabilization, and yes, foundation and foundation repair. Call them today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855. Have them come out. Not going to cost you anything to give you an inspection. 30 years in business, 30,000 happy customers. And when I mean they take care of their people, go look at their 5-star reviews. It's incredible how much people say, you know what, they came out and they did a number like you could not believe. And while you may be frustrated that you had to have somebody come out, you're going to be thankful that it was USS. Call USS today, 615-488-7855 or online at USSTN.com. By the way, they shot Gene Roddenberry up there on several occasions, his ashes. Talking about...
nice tribute.
Yeah, it's a way to go. It is a 60... It's almost 60 years? Say 59 years, right?
Yeah, it'd be 59 this year because you said 66, so this is 2025.
So, crazy.
Unbelievable. And the show was considered a flop in its first run.
And if you've never heard the story, too, of how they even got it up, you know how they got it up and kept it there, right? Like, they weren't even going to do anything. It was Lucille Ball.
Yeah, it was Lucy and Desi.
Yeah, they were
it was produced by Desi Lu with their movie studio.
Yeah, because she really was into it. She digged it, man. She digged it. What? Capitalism, is it dead according to the latest poll? 54%. That's all people look at capitalism as. 54% think it's positive of capitalism. Socialism.
46% of the people surveyed are idiots.
You know, they're not idiots. I think what they're looking at is capitalism might be great, but this isn't the capitalism that when people talk about capitalism, the free market.
That's true. That is very true. We have a very corporatist economy.
I mean, you know, I was talking to Ken earlier. Trump's kids have made $1.3 billion off crypto, of which he's pushing crypto and all kinds of stuff. If that was Hunter Biden, everybody would freaked out about it. The amount of you know, whether it was the Hillarys of the world, the Bidens of the world, the Trump, they're all corporatist. Everybody's getting something. The Palantir thing, by the way, is insane. So the corporatist capitalism that we see isn't the kind of free market that we would love to see because they realize they're a business, both sides, and they're always open for business. I mean, go look and see how much money these people, if most of the great traders, the Druckenmillers, the Oracle of Omaha, Buffett, if they traded as good as some of these people, they'd be trillionaires. So do I understand why people are frustrated and why they look at this and think, yeah, I'm not in favor of this. I'm not. That's why Mamdani is getting the love that he's getting. Because kids are pissed and they're frustrated. They're looking at the world getting further and further away. They're graduating with all this debt. I said this weekend, I told my wife, you know what? When you graduate from college, they should shout out how much debt you've acquired. Jimmy, $187,352. He'll be paying for that for the rest of his life. And
no, they should say the degree that you got. Like, you know, you now have a bachelor's in underwater basket weaving and have accumulated $187,000 in debt, and we appreciate you.
Yeah. Yeah, corporations. You know, somebody said when corporations can buy up housing, that's the truth too. The scam that these huge corporations, they go and they build all of these complexes, right? So they got all these houses. You know what they do then? They come in and they buy 3 of the homes when they're like starting at $300,000, but they buy 3 of the homes for $500,000 or $600,000 to shoot the price up. They want to control the amount of homes that are available out there. And in doing so, you get what we have, this shortage. People can't afford homes. I'm telling you, the younger generation is pissed and they're angry. They've been sold a bill of goods in their mind. Promised that if you do this, this, and this, and you keep your nose clean, you do all these kind of things, you're going to come out, you're going to have a great job, you're going to get a house, you're going to have everything. They've done all of that, and all they've come out with is a mortgage to no home. Affordability? Life's not affordable for a lot of people. Life is so damn expensive. I do well, and I look out there and I go, my gosh, how crazy is it? Buying a home nowadays, I mean, you know, a lot of people like they could afford the payment, but they don't have the $400 million it costs to come down with a down payment. And that's why people look at capitalism, because this is not the capital. We think free markets, what the free market capitalism, government up in there, tax to the hilt, regulation after regulation after regulation. Is that what our founding fathers, they woke up one day and go, you know what would be great? Regulations. So many regulations.
And what so many people don't realize is that big business loves regulations because they can afford them, and it blocks out competitors that would want to start smaller companies. So when you see Jeff Zuckerberg in front of Congress saying, social media absolutely needs to be regulated, he's saying that because he can afford the regulations and he wants to shut down anybody else that might try to enter the market.
That is the crazy, when you see them up there going, yeah, we really do need to regulate because it's not good for kids and this, that, and the other. And you got Zuckerberg and you got they want to keep all of these things for themselves. They're set up for it. Meta's set up for it. And you know what else they do? The minute you have a great idea and they recognize your great idea, they come in and they buy it and it makes you rich. But you know what else it does? They bury it until they need it. Because it's easier now at that point in time to do what? It's easier to go and acquire than it is to develop.
Well, you've let some other person completely do the R&D on it and the implementation, and you didn't have to spend a dime to actually put it together.
Yeah.
You didn't make all the mistakes that led to the failures. You're just buying the success story.
That's it. Or you're potentially buying your rival and shelving them. And that is frustrating. So do I understand why kids hear him go free stuff, affordable this, rent control, and it sounds great? Because they're frustrated. They're frustrated. And people are like, well, in our day, it cost 2 gooseberries to buy a house. In our day, yeah, you know what? Interest rates were high. But housing was affordable to a certain extent. In our day, you could afford to live off of one income for the most part if you had an okay job. In our day, you can't now. We've made the things that really don't matter super affordable, and the things that do matter very unaffordable. And then you go and you look and you think to yourself, doesn't matter who's in control, who Trump, Biden, corporate America is running everything and continues to. I love the free market, the exchange of ideas, the exchange of opportunities without, regulation is fine. Over-regulation is ridiculous. Corporate America they love regulation. They love the power that they have and they wield it. Power will always look for money, and money will always look for power. And that's the frustration that people have. So when you hear people come out about, like, Mondani, well, why is he doing so well? Because he's promising these kids he's going to try to change some stuff. Now, he's not going to be able to. Because you can't change anything. Because you have too many people working against you. I mean, if you don't think that's true, look at all of the powerful people that are getting behind, including Trump, trying to get a couple of the people out of the race, hoping that Cuomo may be the answer because they'll be easier to deal with than Mondani. And all of these corporations outside of that who are throwing tons of money behind the likes of, they look over and they see, Cuomo and they think, oh, we can deal with him. Of course, because he's a corporatist. Remember, though, he did kill all the old people. It's usually not a good look. But corporate America they know. These people in D.C. are all for sale. All of them. It's just how much. What do I have to do to get you to back my stuff that I need done? And that's the frustrating thing that we have going on. Because when you see this and you realize capitalism has taken more people out of poverty, it has changed the world for the better, but somewhere along the line, capitalism and free market wasn't good enough because we needed to have wink, wink capitalism, but we're going to take the free part away and make sure it's about a controlled capitalism. And that's what you have.
And Jason brings up a great point that if we had truly free markets, Chevrolet would be a distant memory. we would have never bailed out Lee Iacocca.
Or any of the banks.
Or we wouldn't have done the bailouts under Obama. That's not government's job. If a company can't survive on its own, it deserves to fail.
Yeah.
And you don't these companies would have failed, but other companies would have come in and bought them. Maybe not lock, stock, and barrel, but they're going to buy parts and pieces, and they're going to need people to work for them, and they'll absorb a certain amount of the employees. It's not like these people just suddenly were pulling up to the office with body bags.
Yes, totally. And like the banks are a perfect example. All of those people got their fat bonuses. They got bailed out. Nobody went to jail for all of those signatures for people to buy homes when they're working at Taco Bell, making $4 an hour, right? Buying a $700,000 home because they thought this money was going to be there forever, and then giving them 120 to value. So the house cost $500,000. They're giving them 150. They're giving them $50,000 on top of that. It was a sham. It was free money. They handed it out. All of this stuff. It's criminal. Nobody pays attention to it. Oh, it's bad. It sent us into a mini depression.
So much of that was actually required by government regulations, though.
Yeah, well, I know, because what happened? Government got involved.
Right.
In a free market. Government said, hey, you know what? You're not giving first-time home buyers enough. You're not giving people of color enough. You're not giving this person enough. Tall people aren't getting enough loans. What about short people? What about the little fellas? Right? They're not getting enough loan. Right, Ken?
I'm a little fella.
Little fella. Right? The big nasties. They need some loans.
That's right. They do.
They get involved, and it goes to hell in a handbasket because government can't get out of the way. And then people look up and they go, what about this? What about that? You know, what about over here? These people paid us. We can't stop that. We can't do this. We can't do that. We can't. I'm telling you guys, it is frustrating. They all talk a good game, right and left. Oh, we're here to fix it. We're going to save you. We're going to do this. We're going to knock this down. We're going to do this. No. It's going to be a nightmare. You're going to get way more involved than you should. And instead of getting out of the way and allowing the free market to work and protecting people when it comes to, certain regulations, you overregulate, then you break the agency into 5, then you allow them to essentially create their own laws. And then you do what? I mean, go look at all the stuff. Whether it's license plate readers or Alligator Alcatraz, somebody's getting free stuff and free money, and that's a nightmare. And then everybody's got to, it should piss us all off. And then you wonder why capitalism's going down. People are frustrated. They see through the baloney. This craziness of old media just giving you, here we go, this is the news, believe it or not. People are looking up going, I'm not buying any of it anymore at all. And nor should you. Nor should you. There are 2 companies that pretend they are political parties, but they're Coke and they're Pepsi, and they don't want RC anywhere near them. And we like a little RC. Okay? So does the little fella. Chop it up. More of this, bunch of other stuff to get to. If you're missing the show, oh, look, there's a handsome Matt in there. Wearing his Georgia win this week. Oklahoma won, Ken.
Oh, yes, sir.
Ken and I were texting back and forth. They got some big nasties in Michigan, but not big enough and nasty enough.
Big nasties in Michigan, boy. That was a physical game. But that's what you're going to get with Michigan.
That's right.
Michigan just says, here's what we're going to do. Stop us.
Yeah. And they got that Underwood kid who's still a kid.
You want to play him as a true freshman.
Yeah.
Because after this year, look out.
Yeah, look out. Big time. All right, coming up, who knows what we'll talk about. It's always fun, I promise you that. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 997 WTN. Bulwark Capital wants to talk to you about getting a second opinion on your portfolio, your investments, your retirement. Bulwark's different than everybody else. And they're going to give you a free second opinion, second set of eyes, give you an honest opinion about, hey, look, this is what's going on. Maybe there's some hidden fees in there you don't know about. Maybe you're in situations you shouldn't be in because of where you want to be when it comes to your retirement. You get one of those, you want to make sure it's set up right. There's no obligation, no cost. Their thing, focus on risk management, especially in the chaos that's going on right now. Core strategy involves fundamentals of value investing. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. What's the most upside potential? That's what it's all about with them. Call 866-779-RISK or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's Know Your Risk Podcast to get a free second opinion from my friends over at Bulwark Capital. KnowYourRiskPodcast.com. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25284.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
President Trump speaking on religious liberty today, and a disease spread by the so-called kissing bug has turned up in Tennessee. I'll tell you about it at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
The kissing bug.
I'm infected.
Yeah.
Jimmy, why you kissing a bug?
You don't want this kiss.
No.
Woo.
Don't do that, kids.
Why do you hear how it spread?
Oh,
By rock and rolling all night and partying every day.
You think that's how it spreads?
Yes.
What was their disco song?
I Was Made for Loving You from the Dynasty record.
Oh, that's right. That was awful.
Made for loving you, baby.
Oh, that should be the way it spreads. Probably because it's got some loving in there.
Got some loving in
And
there.
all the bad things spread through loving. That's it. All the bad things spreading.
It's because of the heathen rock and roll.
That's right. Heathen rock and roll. I'll tell you what right now.
It makes you want to kiss and stuff like that.
That's right. Parts of Satan's army. Is that what they were? Satan's service.
Knights in Satan's service was what the acronym supposedly meant, even though it wasn't an acronym.
It was just cool. So that was, and then AC/DC was
Antichrist Devil's Child.
Yeah. Or just AC/DC.
Yeah.
Because my sister, you know, she was going and doing some sewing machine stuff, and on there was AC/DC, and we thought that was a good name for a band. Are you sure it's not about the devil?
Yeah.
No, it's just that. I said we did it right there. Oh, my Lord. I tell you what. A lot of you chiming in about the insanity of the free market, of which we don't have. I'm telling you guys, we don't have. We don't have a free market the way you think. We don't. And it's sad, but our politicians are not only, they're sold. They're not for sale. They're sold. They are, you got to, and if you haven't been bought yet, don't worry, it's coming. And on the other side of it, you may not have been, but let me tell you who is. The powers above you are, and they'll make sure that if you don't follow the rules, you won't be back in the playground anymore. You'll be on restriction until you're eventually, excommunicated.
What do you think about that?
I was made for loving you, baby. Crazy. Oh, the love bug, George Strait. That's right, the love bug. Different kind of love bug. We're going to find out about it.
Yeah, you don't want to be bit by this thing.
No.
Well, it's actually what you do after you get bit that you got to be careful.
Oh,
of.
my Lord. I have a feeling this is going to make us all
You gotta
uncomfortable.
look out for.
Woo! Wait. Get ready for it, kids. Strange bugs kissing people and making them sick. Straight ahead. Chad Benson, Joseph, Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got the full forecast in 5 minutes, and President Trump speaking to the White House Religious Liberty Commission today.
I'm pleased to announce this morning that the Department of Education will soon issue new guidance protecting the right to prayer in our public schools.
Yeah, making remarks today at the Museum of the Bible.
For most of our country's history, the Bible was found in every classroom in the nation. Yet in many schools today, students are instead indoctrinated with anti-religious propaganda, and some are even punished for their religious beliefs.
Pray you don't get this. A deadly disease spread by a bug's feces after it bites you on the face is now infecting people in the U.S. It's called the kissing bug because this particular insect usually bites you while you're sleeping on the face. And then when you unknowingly swipe at it, well, you're rubbing its feces into the bite, and that's where the infection starts. It's called the Chagas disease. It's already endemic in 21 countries. Now there are human cases in 8 states here in the U.S., including Tennessee. If not treated, Chagas disease can become chronic and last a lifetime and turn into heart failure. These kissing bugs, They look like stink bugs, but they're typically dark with red or orange markings. President Trump's removal of Rebecca Slaughter, a Democratic member of the Federal Trade Commission, now under review by the U.S. Supreme Court. Slaughter contends her firing is illegal, while Trump argues he has the executive authority to fire federal workers.
Congress designed these agencies, like the FTC, like the Fed, like the SEC, the whole panoply of independent agencies, to have bipartisan voices so that there could be accountability and transparency.
But Chief Justice John Roberts today issued a temporary pause on lower court rulings that ordered Slaughter be allowed back on the job. And the U.S. Supreme Court is lifting restrictions a lower court put on ICE raids in Southern California.
The justices have for now set aside a ruling in June that blocked ICE officers in and around L.A. from profiling based on where a person works, whether they speak Spanish, or based on their race or ethnicity. Some U.S. citizens say they were caught up in the stops. Concurring in the move, conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh writes that citizens would be, quote, free to go after the brief encounter. But dissenting liberal Sonia Sotomayor says, quote, we should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job.
That's Stephen Portnoy reporting. The mid-decade redistricting battle ahead of the midterm elections moves today to Missouri. This is going to affect Congressman Emanuel Cleaver's district.
Our polling shows it is woefully unpopular by not only Democrats but Republicans, but they're going to do it anyway.
So it would likely give Republicans one more seat by eliminating Cleaver's district, or rather his seat in that district.
That just dilutes the voters, particularly on the west side where we have primarily a Hispanic community. And on the east side, the black community.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Those Antichrist devil children, people. So what am I not supposed to do with the kissing bug again?
What happens is they start sucking your blood and defecating at the same time.
As you do.
And so, you're asleep. This is usually what they do. They land on your face while you're sleeping. They bite you, start sucking your blood, defecating. Then you unknowingly swipe at whatever you feel on your face, and you're rubbing it into the wound.
Oh.
And there's a parasite in its feces, and that's what gets in you. And if you don't treat it, after you have some very unpleasant symptoms, all the things, diarrhea, vomiting, fever, chills, all that.
Sounds like a party.
It becomes a chronic condition that can lead to heart failure.
Okay, so we don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's been endemic in 21 countries, but now cases have shown up here in 8 states, including Tennessee. And this little bug, it looks like a stink bug. You guys know what a stink bug looks like.
Yeah.
But it's different. The difference is that it's got a longer snout, if you will, and it's got orange markings, red and orange markings on it.
See, that's got little dots around it.
Yeah. You don't want that thing kissing you.
No. Different kind of kiss.
Yes, sir.
It's a gross kiss. It's a gross herpes. You don't want that. You don't want that. We keep you safe here at the Chad Benson Show.
It's really gross to learn what bugs actually do when they are biting you.
We sit here, we talk about like all the things. Like shark. Did you see the shark attack this weekend in Australia?
Another one?
Not just another one. This poor guy went out. He was surfing with his friends, and they saw it. It was about 5.5, 6 meters. So you're looking at, it's a female, so it's probably 15 to 18 feet.
Great white?
Well, they're not saying, but there's not, they don't have many tiger sharks out there to do this. What it did, it killed him. He was screaming, I don't want it to bite me. I don't want it to bite me. Told his friends to get away. Took off his arms and his legs.
He went in a primate and came out a worm.
Yeah, he did. This thing, and then there was another attack today, not too far away. That guy got away because he got but that thing bit you saw that. It took his surfboard.
Was nuts.
It was just destroyed. And those are big stories. Malaria kills 1 million people a year. The little mosquito, Africa.
Yeah.
And these kind of bugs. What's that other bug that comes from the snail that you jump in the water and it gets in you?
Oh, the brain-eating amoeba. Yeah.
Or it swims up your urethra. Oh, God.
Well, and that typically happens in water that has been warm for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say you want to go hop into a creek somewhere right now after as hot as this summer has been, you're running the risk of getting the brain-eating amoeba. Now, a lot of times your immune system will fight it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't. And it gets through. And it kills you.
It's just, we have we think about all of these animals like the shark and the bear and stuff. And it is the other things out there that you don't even think about where you're like, oh my goodness me. Because we live in an area where, first of all, we're not going to get attacked by, if you get bit by a shark today, you need to call us. Tell us how that happened.
I was swimming in the Harpeth River.
Yeah.
An
Do we get to
upcoming
make fun of
tiger
him?
shark.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I guess in theory, there could be a bull shark because bull sharks can swim in fresh water and they're awful. And they've been caught up as far up the Ohio River and stuff in Mississippi, several hundred miles. And but that being said, I don't think that's happening here. But if you go out and you try to pet a bear, you're going to get made fun of.
Yeah, you will.
You do. Yeah, right? You go out there, but you get kissed by a stink bug that decides to use you as a turlet.
Yeah, you're asleep.
Yes, you don't know about that.
Goodness.
Yeah, you have no idea what's going on. And next thing you know, you look up and you're rubbing your arm or something. It's getting inside of you, and then all of a sudden, you got the runs, the crappers.
You got fever chills.
Vomit. It's the worst. Why? Because the kissing bug pooped in you.
I think I got bit by one of those kissing bugs, Doc.
Oh, my Lord. Let's not have
you
that.
just drink too much.
Yeah. Is that it? Well, I was drunk so much, I kissed that bug. He didn't like it.
Bug and he bit me.
And he pooped at me because this is what they do. They're such jerks. Pooping bugs. That's what they should call you, pooping.
Pooping bugs.
Florida Surgeon General says, no data needed. Did you see that this weekend?
Yes.
I don't need any data. I'm going by my gut. My gut says, things are stupid. Mumps. They weren't even real. You know what? This is going to be a good way for everybody to look at, because Florida gets a lot of visitors when it comes to vaccines. And if 6 months from now we're like, there's 95,000 people with the measles and the mumps, we're going to be like, okay, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Maybe you did need data. But it's a snapshot. We're going to get a real world look at this in Florida, but no data needed. No data. What's my recommended parasite clean? Well, here's what it is. Don't go anywhere you can get bit by a bug.
Yeah, the one of the preventative steps you can take, according to the CDC, is make sure bugs don't get in your house.
Yeah.
And also, don't vote for it.
That's right. The Democrats love the kissing bugs. They've let them into every city in America. Sanctuary cities for kissing bugs. I knew it was going to happen. Buy my crypto. Send me $15. I'm trying to make it to heaven.
10 if I just want to get to purgatory.
If I just want to stand outside the gates. I'd be like, these pearly gates, I could have done it cheaper. If you guys know what we're talking about. Trump sent out an email last week saying he's trying to get to heaven. Could you send $15? It was very Robert Tilton. I want to see it, man. I was, during the breaks, I've been looking up the old Bob Tilton.
Bob Tilton.
Was he the guy that ran the Crystal Cathedral?
No, that was, God, my family went to that for a while. I grew up right up the street from there. That was, what's his name? Robert Swagger.
Oh, okay.
And his son runs it now, and his daughter, so his granddaughter was on the OC.
Well, I know the name Tilton, but I can't picture the guy's face.
He's in all those fart videos.
Yes.
Oh, I know exactly.
Yeah, that's all you got to say. It's farting for the Lord.
Because he would just grunt
and make that face.
Yeah. And then he would open one eye to see if everybody was looking. Yeah. Right? Like, like when you're going to church and you're praying, it's like, is everybody praying or am I the only one? I want to be the only one. Just to see you guys doing that. And the amount of money he took, tremendous. And this guy this past week in Houston, oh my Lord, he had like 28,000 square foot hood, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, all of that stuff. And he had a call center. First of all, you could only get to, the minute somebody says you can only get to Jesus through them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a
It's a warning sign.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Because my assumption is that means I got to pay you something to get there. You don't really care about whether or not I committed a sin. You care about whether or not I got enough money to cover that sin. So he would have people volunteer on his. Am I right? Yeah. He had people volunteer on his phone system for the call-ins, and he would tell them if they didn't hit their the amount that he said, you guys got to raise $5,000 each of you tonight. He would make you stay till you did it, and then if you didn't do it, he'd make you beg on your knees for forgiveness from him.
I'm out.
Yeah, no doubt.
Good.
And these are volunteers. I mean, look at space Mormonism. Not looking so bad, right? Those Thetans. They're so going to come for us.
That's what happens when you drop all those atomic bombs in volcanoes.
Volcanoes in your DC-9. If you don't know what we're talking about, go look up Scientology. But I wonder, how do people get to that point where they decide they're going to send everything in? Like Jim Jones was a wackadoo, right? But he lived the world at first, the stuff that he tried to preach, but he was also a mover and a shaker. Go look at how many politicians he was pals with, friends with, shook hands, pictures. They all came to see how amazing he had turned his People's Temple in Oakland before he got into trouble. Because he was telling people were selling their homes and giving him all of the money. And then they moved down there, and we know what happened from there.
We got the phrase, drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink the Kool-Aid. But I go and I watch, and I see these people on TV, and they've got, the Olsteins of the world and stuff, and I just sit there and I just think, this Is this really what God wanted to you to have the Omni Center? Is that what Jesus was hoping for? Again, and it's just a weird thing. Sit there and see these people who give their money. And I think much like people who go to Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe and they send money to these people and these stories, you're kind of on your own there, right? You do that, it's like you don't want you, but your mom giving all of her money to some pastor somewhere, Robert Tilton, they would say that he would take all of those prayers and he'd just throw them away. He wouldn't even look at one of them.
Even after he threw his coat off and writhed around.
And he Scrooge McDucked it.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he jumped on top of it and flopped around.
Just was,
I was watching this guy that was on with Sean Ryan, and he said, he does these documentaries, and he's got a lot of them out about the churches, like the Mormons. He says by the end of this decade or by the middle of next, they'll have $1 trillion. They're the second largest private landowners in America, are the Mormons. But he started going over all this stuff, and he said, I talked to gangsters, and they all said the same thing. Not gangsters like MS-13, but old-style mobsters. They said if they had the choice today to be a mobster or something else, they all said they'd start a church. Think about that. Because people because inherently people are, I think, pretty decent, and they want to give, and they're looking for something, and they're willing to be far more open, and in doing so, they're willing to give, and it's a shame. It's a shame because you go and you give, and these people take advantage of people, and it's sad. Our president needs $15 from you to get to heaven. So I couldn't even. I'm like, what is this? Who are you? And no, I didn't know that there was. I didn't know there was going to be a fee. I didn't bring my wallet. Do you guys have tap to pay? Oh, Chad. Coming up, we got a lot of more stuff that's interesting and fun, and I can't wait to talk to Matt about Friday. I listened to some of it, didn't watch it. I watched some of his stuff afterwards when doing his thing, but, some of the stuff that was taken, but it was frustrating not to be able to see it. But, I listened to some of it, and it's, again, how do you separate everybody? Well, we're going to do it. We have Jody on tomorrow. We had Afton on Thursday. Who do we have on Wednesday? Is it Scott?
Wednesday is Scott Sapicki.
Sapicki on Wednesday. He's not running for that, but we're going to talk to him about a bunch of stuff. And we're going to do something different. See, everybody else does the same thing. We're going to ask him questions. No. We got something different for them when they come in. It's going to be a different thing, and you guys are all going to participate in that. If you miss any of the show, shame on you, grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. All right, kids. My friends over at Rough Greens want you to try a Jumpstart Trial Bag of Rough Greens today. All it's going to cost you is shipping. It's a $20 value. If your dog is big, like my mom's dogs are huge. I saw Great Pyrenees this weekend. It's massive. I'm like, that's my mom. She's got like 2 of those. I got giant Great Danes that are bigger than that. Smallest dog is a St. Bernard. And you know what? It works for them. We got tiny dogs. We got little tiny dogs at our house. And guess what? It works for them. It helps with their energy level, their aches and their pains and their joints, gives them more mobility. It is truly amazing. It is one and done every single day. It is just a scoop on top of their food. Try a Jumpstart Trial Bag of Rough Greens. It's a $20 value. It's got Omega 3, 6, 9, all this incredible stuff packed into this supplement. Number one supplement, the number one for dogs in America. Your dogs will love them. RUFFgreens.com/Chad. Get your free Jumpstart Trial Bag now. Roughgreens.com/Chad.
President Trump speaking today to the White House Religious Liberty Commission. I'll tell you what he said coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
We don't talk enough about the Hindus.
Oh, yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know. Whatever they're doing. What about the old Hare Krishnas? Right? What if I want a Krishna around everywhere? Huh? I'm not getting that. The Krishnas.
Are there still Hare Krishnas?
I hope so.
You don't see them anymore.
No. Usually at the airport, but after 9/11, that's where they hung out, right? The airport.
I was flying into Florida one time, and one of them approached me and offered me a free book. And I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks, man." He goes, "Well, I would like a small donation." And I said, "Well, that's not free then." And they're like, "Well, can I have the book back?" I went, "Nope,
no, it's mine now." Yeah, there's still some. All right, there's not a lot though. There's 800 plus temples and centers throughout the globe. Much bigger in India.
They always seem like nice folks.
They do. You know, the outfits are cool, right? You got those things going on. The little haircut.
Yeah, the haircuts were always.
They're like Shaolin Temple, like kung fu badasses, but without any of the skills.
Right.
Now they didn't put their hair in a bun.
No,
right?
they did. Remember, shaved, and they had the little taily thing in the back.
Yeah, that's right.
Or on the side.
Oh, that's right, on the
side.
side. That's right. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We need to protect them. We do.
Well, I mean, they're peace loving folks.
Yes.
I mean,
they super peace loving. And they love a good drum bongo thing. Remember the hand?
Right.
They got the hand symbols.
Yes. Yeah. The little ching ching ching.
Yeah. The International Society of Krishna Consciousness, commonly known as the Hare Krishna movement. It's a Hindu religious organization. It follows the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, which emphasizes devotion to Krishna as the supreme deity. So there you go.
Thank you, George Harrison.
Yeah, to Krishna. I'll be with.
And they welcome you as long as you're not Buddhist or Pakistani.
Yeah, they're not really into that. They're not. Throw down. But they got the outfits. I remember at the airport. It used to be so weird. Dude, that's commitment right there. Am I right?
Oh, yes.
Because that's
Absolutely.
an outfit.
Yeah.
Like, just like the, who are the, because that, was it Atlas 1-3 or whatever? It's on I-3 or whatever. It's on its way. If you guys don't know about the big comet that everybody's like, it's a comet, really?
Yeah. Spaceship.
When they ask astrophysicists and stuff, they're like, oh, it's a comet. And then they're like, is it? And they're like, maybe. I mean, it's talking to us and it's broken off into little bits and pieces and it's moving in ways that comets don't move. But outside of that, no, I have no idea what it is.
Goodness.
But who were the Heaven's Gate people? Maybe they got it wrong.
Oh, Heaven's Gate.
They went early.
Oh, they following the wrong comet.
Yeah, following the wrong comet.
Yeah,
you guys should have been on the Atlas comet. What if it is an alien? How exciting would that be? Unless, of course, they're going to eat us. Then that wouldn't be so exciting.
Any alien that actually has a brain wouldn't be coming here.
They're going to eat us.
Well, just like to serve men.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the old Twilight Zone. They're
It's
here
a
to serve men.
cookbook.
Yeah. You guys are cattle. Although you figure they're not coming to America because we're all so fat. Right?
I don't know if they want to eat us. That's exactly where they're coming.
We got too many carbs in us.
Yeah.
These people are like ribeyes.
Man, Bella's moist. It is that comment, though, is if you guys are paying no attention to this thing, I love when they talk to people who are like, oh, it's probably, it's got lights on it, which is normal for comments, I guess. And it's not moving like a comet. The tail behind it is nothing like a comet. It is emitting light. It is moved behind things in a way where it's showing some sort of almost consciousness to maneuver. So, yeah, they're not saying it's something, but they're also at this point where they're not saying. And I think it'll probably arrive here the day that they have a floor vote for the Epstein files.
What's this thing called again?
Atlas, was it 1-3 or I-3?
Atlas I-3.
And that's
3I.
What they're naming it as far as a interstellar object, right?
Yeah. Or 3I Atlas.
3I Atlas, the third known interstellar object discovered passing through our solar system.
And it is, look at it. It's got
Goodness.
I mean, it's got little things around it that are lit up. It's lit up.
What in the world?
It doesn't look right, does it?
Interesting.
It's coming.
We need something to shake this place up.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, nothing. I don't want a zombie apocalypse.
No, that's no fun.
I don't want that. But just something to shake everything up. Everything's the same thing every day.
Every day. Trump says something, people freak out. Trump says something wacky, people freak out. There's wars going on. Nobody's listening to anybody. Everybody's bitching about how expensive life is. This would definitely shake this up. This would. There's no doubt. And the closer we get to Epstein, the closer this thing gets. It's kind of weird. That's what they should call it, the Epstein comet.
The Epstein comet. Which apparently I saw a, let's see, where is this news alert? Okay, this is from the Associated Press. House Democrats have released a sexually suggestive letter to Jeffrey Epstein, purportedly signed by President Trump.
What? Oh, I have to check that out.
I'm telling you, man, this run up to the 2026 election is going to be something.
It's already off the chain. This thing is falling apart. It's off the rails. And we're just now getting started when it comes to AI in ways that are just like, I have to triple check stuff. And you're like, I was there, and I'm still checking to see if this is real. That's how crazy this is. A lot of stuff we're going to squeeze into, probably some Epstein stuff, because you know what? We should. We're also going to be watching to see if 3i Atlas is getting any closer. And we're also going to find out, are they going to be our friends? We're unsure. Should we show them where the kissing bugs are? Oh. Watch out, they're going to poop in you. We saved you. That's what they do. So you guys don't know. Oh, my God. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. WTN.
.2:30 on the dot. Drivers, we've got a crash. 40 eastbound at Old Hickory Boulevard, exit 221B in Hermitage. Keep that in mind as you're heading out. Full forecast in 5 minutes. President Trump speaking today to the White House Religious Liberty Commission, announcing new guidance coming from the Department of Education aimed at protecting prayer in public schools.
There is a tremendous anti-Christian bias. We don't hear about it. We don't think about it. You hear about anti-Semitic, but you don't hear about anti-Christian. Now, you have a strong anti-Christian bias, but we're ending that rapidly, I will tell you.
President Trump was speaking at the Museum of the Bible, announcing that his personal family Bible, which was given to him by his mother and used during both of his inaugurations, would be displayed at the museum. President Trump again today said he's going to clean up crime in Chicago if they'll call him.
We're waiting for a call from Chicago. We'll fix Chicago.
Well, over in the UK, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem spoke on it. She said it's full steam ahead.
I would tell you that I never talk about security operations. I don't want to ever do anything that would jeopardize our law enforcement as they're out there on the ground, making sure they're keeping people safe.
So the president would be using the same justification he used to send troops into Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles. And we've got news on that from the U.S. Supreme Court.
The justices have for now set aside a ruling in June that blocked ICE officers in and around L.A. from profiling based on where a person works, whether they speak Spanish, or based on their race or ethnicity. Some U.S. citizens say they were caught up in the stops. Concurring in the move, conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh writes that citizens would be, quote, free to go after the brief encounter. But dissenting liberal Sonia Sotomayor says, quote, we should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Plenty of sunshine coming our way today. Temperatures topping off in the upper 70s through the low 80s, and not all that humid for us. Tonight we'll drop down to the 50s once again. Tomorrow will be a little bit warmer. We're back in the low to mid 80s, and again under plenty of sunshine. Middle and end of this week, we're warming things back up. We're near 90 on Wednesday under plenty of sun. Thursday and Friday, we're climbing our way back into the low and even the mid 90s, and that heat will continue through the weekend.
It's a Busy Bee Best Prices of the Year event. And the savings are buzzing. It's awesome. Let me tell you something about the savings. How about this? For your neighbor, So you go, hey, neighbor, got something for you, right? You, both of you, get a $50 credit when you schedule an HVAC maintenance. National Grandparents' Day is going on right now, free. So if you're a Beehive Club membership, you can gift a free membership to one set of grandparents. They've got great deals when it comes to you go get a new HVAC unit. All right. So you're like, yeah, we need one of those things. It's going to get warm. It's going to get a little bit warmer really quick. Then it's going to get cold. I'm going to make sure we're ready for both. You're going to get a free 5-year labor warranty with every purchase. Deals when it comes to all kinds of things for plumbing. $500 off water and drain, repipes, $300 off tanked, tankless water heaters, among other things. $1,500 off water filtration system for plumbing services. But here's the big one, kids. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Boom! With any HVAC repair or scheduled maintenance, you're going to get a free, I said free, dryer vent cleaning. That's right, free for you. All right, it's going to protect your home. You're going to breathe easier. It's on Busy Bee. Call Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today, 775-7833, 775-7833, or visit them online at busybeehvac.com.
For many of us, generators are becoming a must-have household appliance. From unpredictable weather to surprise outages, it's better to be safe than sorry. Generator Supercenter of Nashville offers fast and easy installations with 24/7 service and monitoring to all brands of generators and expert repairs done right. Our mission is to make owning a backup generator simple and easy. Visit your local store today or check us out online. Generator Supercenter of Nashville. We serve all Middle Tennessee.
Prize Picks. I won yesterday. Thank you very much, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, even though you didn't win. Prize Picks, easy. It is not picking games. It is not picking like, this point spread or that point spread. It's more or less on your favorite players. The things you already know. I know how good they are against this team. I know how good Josh Allen is. I know how good Lamar Jackson is. You pick more or less. Right? Do you think that Saquon's going to rush for more than X amount of yards or that Josh Allen's going to throw for more than 220 yards? Whatever it is, you pick more or less. It's that simple. And the beauty of it is when you download the app today, you use my code Chad, $50 instantly in lineups. So Prize Pick lineups. You can put $50 in your account, win or lose after you play your first $5 lineup. So you can play up to 6, 2 to 6. You can win up 2,000 times your money. It is that simple and it's fun. More or less, it's so easy to play. I love it. Play it all the time. Do well. Football, soccer. You guys can do the same thing. Download the app today. Get $50 free lineups straight in your account when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the Prize Picks app. Use my code Chad. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789. Yeah. All right. Got to remind everybody, Ken and I, along with Joan Jones, not Joan Rivers. As I said last week, she will not be there. She'll be there in spirit, though, because she always wanted to hang out with the people at Bobcat of Nashville.
And she really liked Bobcat.
She did. She became a Bobcat before she became a Cougar. And then Chris and I are going to do our shows.
That was way too smooth.
That's how we roll here, kids. All right? How do we make something so easy look so funny and easy? Well, we do it because of our good luck. So we're going to be digging in, as they say here. So Ken's going to be out. You're going to be out in Lebanon, right?
You're going to be out in Lebanon. Yes, sir. I can't wait.
And I'm going to be out somewhere. Chris is going to be out somewhere, and Jones is going to be out somewhere. So this is all of Nashville and the regional stores. So you're going to come out. We're going to broadcast live. We're going to hang out. You come see us. They're going to have barbecue. You're going to have all kinds of great deals on Bobcat Industry Pros. Barbecue lunch, baby. That's what I'm talking about. 25.
I'm going to tear that up.
Tear it up, baby. You know what? I'm going to eat so much of it, you're going to have to get a Bobcat to pick me up. That's how much I'm going to do.
Yes, sir.
25% off rental equipment. And check this out, skills competition, which we're going to win. And a chance to win a WB 7000 mower. That's got to be a sitting mower. Don't you want a sitting mower?
Absolutely. I don't want a standing mower.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you might want to run to the liquor store and you need a what do you call it, riding mower.
That's right. I, as a kid, used to have a push mower. Remember those?
Yeah.
Those were terrible.
Yeah. There you were. You know what? The grass was so bad where I lived because we were so dirt poor. It's like it was dirt in some areas.
Yeah.
Weeds. We were just knocking weeds down. I wasn't mowing anything. And it was so hard to get through the weeds. I used to think, I feel like I'm Conan when he's training, right? He's pushing that thing in a circle and he's just getting bigger and stronger because it was so nasty. And you could see me emerge from the dust.
And it had no drive for the wheels, did it?
No.
Those didn't come along until, the 80s?
Oh, it was the worst experience. But you know what? I did it.
That's right.
I did it because my dad said if I didn't, I was going to be in trouble.
Remember that movie, The Lawnmower Man by Stephen King?
Yes.
When the guy eventually, he gets so, he's like so juiced, he's now mowing the lawn in a tight pair of jeans and with a big belt buckle.
Yeah, as you do. That was when, remember, he had like autism, and then he became super smart.
Yeah.
They gave him some sort of genius juice, and he went and he got wackadood. Oh, the
started
90s.
getting real cut.
As you do.
Which apparently the movie did well enough to warrant a sequel, which was terrible.
Really? I remember that. There's a lot of movies that got sequels that you never knew about. Lawnmower Man. What a great movie that was.
It was.
Was that Jeff Fahey, Pierce Brosnan, Jenny Wright, Dean Norris, Jeffrey Lewis, all starred in that. And then they did a Lawnmower Man 2, Beyond Cyberspace, with people you've never heard of. Beyond Cyberspace.
Well, Matt Fuhrer was in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Max
right.
Headroom.
And Patrick Bergen. I've heard of him. But outside of that, nobody else. What a horrible movie that was. Good goodness. What are we doing letting people make movies? Yeah. Job. That's right. His name was Job.
That's right. It was Job.
Job Smith. He became smarter.
Job Smith.
And the next thing you know, boom.
Started mowing lawns bareback with a tight pair of jeans on.
That's how they get the ladies.
That'd be great to do sometime.
On the mower, driving it around all day. What's up, ladies? How you doing?
What do you think about that, ladies?
I'd wear some. Speaking of so I was telling my wife yesterday. God, what's his name? Lenny Kravitz.
What about Lenny?
So, by the way, if you don't know, Lenny's one of those people you're like, he just oozes sex appeal.
I mean, the dude is. I mean, he's still chiseled, and he's like in his mid-60s.
So check this out. I'm watching something, and he's got a farm that he lives on, and I think it's Brazil. And even when he raises cattle, it's his compound. It's his Brazilian compound.
Awesome.
So they're doing a documentary, some of them, and he rolls up to the gate, and he's got like a shirt that it has 12 buttons, but he's only used the first two, right? And he's on a horse, and you're just thinking to yourself, that guy's nothing but sex.
I was doing a meet and greet with him when I worked for Virgin in Denver, and it was my first show with him. After we got through all the radio people, he was like, do you want to get a shot with me? And at the time, I was very heavy. And I looked at him and went, "Are you crazy? I don't want to be seen next to you. I look like even more of a tub of goo than I am."
He was doing it on purpose.
No, he was just probably a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems like pretty nice.
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
Yeah, you have to see the pictures of him rolling up on his horse. No sleeves either, right? That guy doesn't own a sleeve shirt.
Awesome.
Right? He's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Lenny."
See, if you can pull that off,
yeah,
do it, man.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
And if you could pull it off at 60, do it even more.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it is amazing, though. And every picture, he's got like his horses. It's like, these are me and my horses. Look how sexy we all are together. I'm sexy. Oh, my Lord. He's 61. Sweet mother of goodness. That is crazy. That is crazy to look that good at 61.
Yeah, I wonder if he does he even work out?
No, he's
It's
probably
just
one of
in
those
him.
weirdos that's never done a sit-up in his life.
Yeah, he just doesn't have to.
You know who his mom was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Jeffersons.
On the Jeffersons.
What was their character's name?
Oh, God. It was it was the white guy.
Yeah, she was in the interracial relationship, and they lived next door to the Jeffersons.
Tom and son of a biscuit eater. Got to look it up now.
Tom Willis.
Yeah, Florence was she was the
maid.
The maid.
Yeah, the maid. It was definitely not her.
Lenny Kravitz's mother. Here we go. Roxy Roker was her real name. Who did she play?
Roxy Roker. Any relation to Al? Because Al and Lenny look exactly alike.
Helen Willis. She was Helen Willis.
That's right, Helen. Everybody's chiming in with Helen. Oh, remember how worried that George was that the kid was going to be white when they got married, and they thought the grandbaby's going to be white. I love it.
I do too.
That was hilarious. It's back when you could have real funny conversations about stuff.
You could actually, and it was funny.
Yeah. It was funny. That's what it was. It wasn't funny. It wasn't meant to be full of hate.
Yeah, but George Jefferson was as much a bigot as Archie Bunker
totally
was.
Man.
That's the beauty of it, though, right? And the funny thing is they kind of got along.
They did.
Because what they realized is they found joy in hating other people. You know what's fun? They've done studies about that. People will gravitate together more often to have a disdain for a group than it is easier for people to rally around other things. So, and George Jefferson and them, they just enjoyed hating each other. And they also enjoyed hating other people, right? He would go off on him.
You know, Sherman Hemsley was the second person to play George Jefferson.
Yeah, who was the first one?
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was in the very early episodes of All in the Family.
Yeah. Do you remember when Sammy Davis was on All in the Family? Didn't he kiss?
Yeah, and he kissed him.
He kissed him. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn honky. Damn honky. Somebody says, sounds like you have a man crush on Lenny. Yeah, let me tell you
How do
something.
you not?
Absolutely. Who doesn't? That guy. They just, come on. Who would want to look like that cat?
Seriously.
That's just wrong.
It's not fair.
It's like
That's
Michael
what
Hutchinson.
It's not fair. That's it.
Remember Michael Hutchinson from In Excess?
No.
He's the guy that...
Hutchins.
Yeah. What?
It's Hutchins.
Hutchins. Yeah, I remember he had the thing where he... And then it was like into the closet, kind of very David Carradine-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Potentially. But that was another one of those guys. I don't think he only had one button on a shirt that had 12 buttons. Never went up anywhere else.
Too much work and not enough showing off.
Always kind of a little sweaty, too, right? I got to have that like I'm working out hard, even though I've never worked out a day in my life. If I did that now, I sweat putting on my shoes. That's not a good place to be, kids.
Hey, you get swamp ass putting on your shoes.
You don't want swamp ass when you're putting on your shoes.
Man, I hate swamp ass. Kid at school got swamp ass. Cats followed him around for a year.
You do not want that. I'm telling you guys right now, don't get that. Sounds like you got a man crush. No, just like you know, that's genes right there. You could do everything in your power to work out. You can do sit-ups all day. You can eat right. You can do all of the things, and it's never going to change there are just certain things that people are just born with something. Like Gail Godot, I don't care what you do. You're never going to look like that,
No.
right? You're not.
Well, look at NBA basketball players.
Yeah, you can't teach 7 feet.
Those dudes are the greatest athletes for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're large and they can move like nobody else can.
Yeah. I mean, it's my dad used to say, you can't teach somebody in boxing to have a chin.
Right.
Right? You can't teach somebody who's fast to be fast. They can teach them to be faster or a better boxer, and you can't teach somebody to be 7 feet. No. It just doesn't happen that way.
And be able to run a 40 in 4.
Oh. And look at somebody like Shaq, who was always so large. It's like, how does this guy get off the ground?
Think about the insanity of a man that was that big.
Yes. And he wasn't fat.
And he wasn't. I mean, he got fat at times. He recognized that.
Sure.
But that's just nature. And that's when nature messes you up right there.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my Lord. Coming up, we got a lot of stuff to talk about with our friend Matt. How did it go Friday night? Did he think his questions were better than the other questions?
Did he do better than the candidates?
Yes. Did he think maybe I should throw my hat in this thing because I probably could win? Because, wow. Speaking of that, we're going to have Jody Barrett on tomorrow. We're going to find out why he's a communist and hates mayonnaise. It's going to be one of our first questions. Shame! If you missed any show, grab the podcast. Shame! Shame! It's the Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
Shame, shame, shame. You should have known.
Matt's here. It's the welcome Matt as we wrap up the show. By the way, sir, you got a little microphone.
Oh, I got to take this microphone over
ED. You got microphone ED.
Take this microphone over to Tennessee Men's Clinic and see what's up.
That's right, man.
What's going on over there?
How frustrated were you on Friday? Did you feel like I can answer these questions better than you guys?
I wasn't frustrated in as much as I knew what my role was and I knew what the rules were. And you get to ask a question and there are no follow-ups. I will say that it opened up some conversations that I hope to have with some of the candidates. I mean, particularly, for example, the question that I asked about medical marijuana, and Gino Bolso said, no, it's a gateway drug, and I'm not open for any of that, and I'm not open for reclassification. And I would love to talk to Gino Bolso about the
I would too.
Tens of thousands of people who have benefited from the medical marijuana, medical cannabis.
We're okay with all of the other stuff the Big Pharma hands out?
Well, that's what I'm saying is that he's like, so you're placating Big Pharma because Big Pharma, you want to talk about using the power of the lobby to the detriment of the general population. Big Pharma, they spend millions of dollars annually to make sure that their Republican cohorts stay in line with an anti-pot stand because they don't like the idea of something that you can grow in your backyard being as medically effective in certain circumstances as something that they're charging hundreds and in some cases thousands of dollars
Absolutely. It drives me crazy. And the whole gateway thing, I'm sorry, alcohol.
Alcohol. You know what the greatest gateway drug is? Caffeine.
Caffeine? Yeah, we like caffeine, though.
I like caffeine, too. I like alcohol, right?
A lot of these things, if we found them today, they would never, ever, ever see the light of day.
Imagine cigarettes going in front of the FDA nowadays.
Oh, my God.
Smokes.
That's right. Nicotine.
What's the medical benefit? Makes me feel good.
I'm thinner.
Told me it was okay.
I'm
thinner, baby.
Yeah.
I'm thinner.
I literally went to the doctor. He handed me a pack of Chesterfields.
Chesterfields.
Remember the
I got some
Chesterfields?
cool. What were remember the Virginia Slims?
Yes,
oh,
That's like
Virginia
a diet
Slim.
cigarette.
That's the latest cigarette.
It's a diet cigarette.
I remember bumming Capris off my female friends. Remember this Capris? Really long and slender? And I'm like, I don't care, man. I need some nicotine. I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
You see Matt, and you're like, that guy's so masculine.
Benson and Hedges, just deluxe ultralight 100s in the box.
That's right. Oh, my.
Those
Rolling
were
your
terrible.
own. What were those India Spirit, the Native American ones? Spirit.
Oh, yeah. American Spirit
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, and see, those were supposed to be healthier for you because they were natural.
That's right.
Naturally poisonous.
All natural nicotine.
Yeah.
Arsenic's pretty natural.
It is. But,
Tar.
What did those people do? They realized they saw the writing on the wall, so they went, all of those same groups that put together all the nicotine stuff, and they went over and they bought all of the big, giant, huge conglomerates and turned them into, Nabisco and Kellogg, because they just sell addiction. They don't care about what it is.
Oh, yeah. Food addiction.
That's it.
Whatever.
So, but I can't believe the whole gateway drug thing.
It was, and I get it. I mean, if that's Gino's position, that's his position. He'll answer to the voters on October 7th. I think that's the date. But now, I don't know that there was a ton of separation, but it is very, very difficult. And you've been there and done this. It is very difficult to analyze performance while you're in the midst of doing your job, right? And you're focused on doing your job. And frankly, when you're focused on doing your job, you're not focusing so much on the answers that the people are given. You're trying to listen to the answers, but you're also trying to figure out, okay, where are we going next and who's asking the next question. And honestly, a couple of the questions that I asked toward the end of the debate were just off the cuff because they answered the questions quickly enough that we had extra time. And Lotfi, he leans over to me and says, I think we're going to end early. And I lean over to Lotfi and said, no, this is on radio. We can't end early. We got to go to 9 o'clock.
That's not the way this works here, right?
Right. But we did. I thought it was good. And then apparently the Nashville Banner has a photo of me reportedly giving a pseudo-Nazi salute out on their website.
It's great for you.
That's really, really good. That's great. So we're going to talk about that opening up on the show. Saturday morning, yeah.
Coming up, Matt's got more of his great show for you as the Reich.
Und good, ja.
He's got the Reich stuff for you straight ahead.